It's time for Show Me the Franchise.
With Thomas and Frederick. With Thomas and Frederick.
It's time for Show Me the Franchise.
With Thomas and Frederick. With Thomas and Frederick.
Welcome to Show Me the Franchise, the podcast that talks about franchises of all shapes, sizes, backgrounds, genres, and types. I am one of your hosts, Tom Stadler, here as usual with Count Fred Dakin.
Hello.
I don't know what that host. Did I even call you my fellow host? I'm like, am I losing it?
No, I'm just here. You know, this is your podcast. I'm just here for the ride. I'm like your Salacious Crumb.
Salacious Crumb. Wait, what is that a reference to?
This Jabba's little guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, what's the guy's name who was like, the Wadawanga?
Oh, I don't. Slice Noodles? No, that's not him. Slice Noodles is the band.
Slice Noodles.
I don't know, but the guy with the big worm head.
I don't know.
Hey man, that's racist.
Worm head?
On a worm head?
My grandfather was part worm head. Okay, I can say it.
Offensive.
Fred, we've got a very exciting episode. I really couldn't think of anything better but I got excited. This is our first vampire related podcast, I'm pretty sure. Can you think of anything? We haven't done anything. We talked about like Interview with the Vampire on Patreon.
Yeah, like the top TV show episode. I talked a lot about the new Interview with the Vampire show. That's very good.
But we've never done like Dracula. We've never done Nosferatu. We've never done anything like that yet.
No, none of those. Well, you talked a little about Nosferatu on our like
top
Halloween movies, like maybe top movies. You talked a little Nosferatu.
But we've never done like
a main feed.
The Dracula episode.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, we're not even talking about vampires themselves, but those who slay the vampire.
Yeah, slayers.
Slayers. In fact, one specific slayer by the name of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is an exciting one, Fred. I got a lot of thoughts to share.
Been keeping this one in your pocket for a little while.
I can't deny I'm very excited about this, but because I know this is a big, juicy topic, we didn't get just one guest, but two guests this week.
Slay
Girl. We welcoming one back to the show and also welcoming a new one onto the show. Returning is Shannon Joslyn.
Or Joslyn, like,
Joslyn.
You know, with fangs. I don't know.
Oh, like Jaws.
I was trying something. Yeah.
Joslyn.
Yeah.
Like teeth of a vampire.
Yeah.
It's okay. We can edit that out.
Yes. Local comedian.
Wait, not my part, right? My part stays in and you do it twice.
Count Fred Dakin, Shannon Joslyn, and introducing to the podcast, local musician, Jay Joslyn.
Jay instead of Slay.
Slay Joslyn?
Slay Joslyn. I'm doing it again. That was the second time I said I would.
Men just do it better. I don't know.
Shannon, Jay, welcome to the show. Welcome back. Welcome to it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys spending time with us today here. Talk Buffy. It's a big, juicy franchise.
Hell yeah.
We've got a movie. We have a TV show. Which we'll be focusing majority on just for our listeners' benefit because the movie's different. We'll talk a little bit about that, but and
like
then
2 hours max.
Yeah. Just a little bit of time. And then there is the Angel spinoff. We're not going to spend a ton of time on that today because I think that's a separate franchise. That's my opinion. And I think we all
trying to milk 2 episodes out of this. I can already feel it.
Angel might be a Patreon.
Oh yeah, there we go. I like that.
Oh, the Angel Patreon, which I got thoughts. But I guess I would love to ask you guys though, what is your experience with Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Where did you get started?
Yeah, so I growing up was obsessed with like Charmed, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Mm-hmm. And I liked Buffy and I actually like loved Angel, but I think it was because of my age and like when I was like coming out, like I feel like Buffy was a little older for me.
The character of Angel, you're saying, not the show.
Like when the time period of when it was airing.
Sure.
But that, yeah. And when I would catch it on TV, it was mostly like, you know, when I would be coming home from school. So it was also during the era where you like there was no TiVo then either, so I would catch episodes out of order sometimes. So, but I just loved like the melodrama. I loved the spooky occult. I just loved the hot vampires, obviously. And at the time I liked Angel because I feel like I liked the drama of it and I liked how serious it was. And I just loved Spike in general for both of those. But I don't remember like Buffy making that big of an impression of me as much as a kid, as much as I remember just like loving angels. I loved all the demons. I loved like how they interplayed with everything. And then me and Jay watched it all through Buffy for the first time last year. And I just like loved how smart the writing was, how like funny, and just I don't know, like how you can kind of insert yourself into the Scooby Gang, and like I don't know how everyone was a little bit different. Some people, you know, were smart, some people were just funny, and like I don't know, it was just a fun ride.
Do you have a character that you saw yourself in?
That's a good question. Maybe Anya.
Oh, Anya's great. That question's going to come back for everybody, so I hope you know that. Which actually, Jay, that's what I want to ask you. Not just your character, but what's your experience then with Buffy?
Sure. Well, growing up, Buffy would be on, and I'd be like kind of channel surfing, and it would pop up, and I'd maybe hang out there for a minute. I definitely caught from the zeitgeist as a child that it was geared towards like girls, and so I was definitely like, that's a girl show. I don't know. But I've grown, and I'm an adult man now that can love and appreciate that. And watching it with Shannon, it was a great experience because I, kind of got the gist of what the show is about, but to kind of see how much more to it there was, and all the great CGI and practical effects are like fantastic, and not just that, but also just really smart storytelling and really good writing and character development and all that. But yeah, as Shannon said, we watched it all last year, and growing up, I definitely remember just like thinking it was kind of just a whatever spooky show that didn't really seem to interest me at that time. But yeah, watching it with Shannon definitely, I'm into it. I'm a Buffy head now.
Became your couples show of sorts.
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
do you guys have like individual watches that you do at home, or do you do a lot of all your watches together?
I feel like Shannon definitely has more individual watches.
Yeah.
But I tend to be more of one to kind of like rewatch something and have it on in the background. Like I've watched Arrested Development like maybe like 1,000 times.
Oh, sure.
Like Seinfeld 1,000 times. So if I'm home alone and I just want to put something on, I'll usually watch something like that. But I feel like she's always...
Yeah, I'll watch a show, or I even like movies, because I feel like I just like to try and catch some new movies that are coming out, and sometimes it's not always Jay's vibe.
One thing I do want to ask you about too is like why you went back to Buffy, or have you gone back to Charmed and the rest of those though too?
I had tried Charmed at one point, but I feel like my head was not in the right mindset to like go back into some of the cheese, which I feel like season 1 of Buffy is kind of a hard rewatch.
A little bit.
So you got to kind of get over that hill before it gets good.
But isn't that like the case with a lot of shows that you guys find? Like Parks and Rec is a perfect example, right?
True.
First season is a really tough hang, and then you get to season 2 and it really starts to pick up. Unlike Arrested Development, which I think kind of hits the like ground running right away.
That's a good point.
It almost feels like critical that you watch it, because then all the jokes pay off again.
Yeah.
Way later.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it was a lot harder back then though, because I had like 22 first episodes.
Oh yeah.
And nowadays it's like first seasons are like 10 episodes. So it's a little less of a commitment, but
Yeah, and I will say too, watching Buffy like one episode after another, you kind of lose sight of, at the time when it was coming out, like people had to wait a whole week for the next one to come out,
Right,
and to kind of keep the story going. So to watch it one right after the other, you kind of get the sense that this is a show that you kind of want people to be able to watch it without having to just know everything that's going on all the time. So
Yeah.
like the episodic like monster of the week of it all makes it so it's more engaging for someone who's just like channel surfing or something.
Right. Well, and then it becomes a conversation piece after you see the episode, right? And then you are able to talk to other people about it. And like, I don't know if you like were ever talking to anybody about Buffy when you were watching it, Shannon, but like, I certainly had no one to talk
I was
to.
like, no, I feel like I was much the nerdier person of my friends, so I probably did not admit to people that I was watching Buffy.
Yeah, it's just like your secret to watch. You're
Yeah.
like, ooh, but what about that angel?
Yeah. Oh, Spike, come on.
Okay, we'll be having this conversation. Team Spike or Team Angel?
How do y'all feel about vampires in general?
The older, the better, and the younger, the women.
I wasn't expecting that.
I guess vampires. It feels there's so many different universes of vampire. You got like the Blade universe of vampire, and then the more like traditional like Dracula style of vampire, and then you got the Buffy style of vampire. So I think there's a lot of things that overlap between all those. And yeah, I'm along for the ride. I'm not a hater.
I like it.
What do you think?
I'm always a werewolves over vampires,
Whoa.
guy, but I do like vampires. I like it all. But if we're talking like the two big ones, I put the werewolf over the vampire.
Like in terms of media you want to consume or what you'd want to be?
Definitely would probably prefer to be. That's tough. Well, I think a werewolf because I don't know if I want to live forever.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the sour thing of it all. I do like a trip to the beach. For me, it's not even because I think there's better media for vampires by far. But like, because if you think about like, there's a classic Frankenstein book, there's a classic Dracula book. There really isn't like an all-time masterpiece werewolf novel. There's
Twilight.
nothing. But I think just the concept itself I find scary.
I believe you mean New Moon.
Fair. Twilight is in the series, okay?
The Twilight Saga.
The Twilight Saga.
Saga. Let's get it right, you guys.
Yeah.
I think there is some shared DNA with Twilight and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The more we dive into this, right? Just from the aspect of the romantic aspect of a young, brooding vampire.
I'm more of a True Blood guy because I love a Southern vampire.
Oh,
Nice warm night and sucky.
But I hear you guys though too. I think I like vampires. I've never been like vampires are the selling point for me necessarily. And I think what I enjoy about this show, not to get us back on track necessarily, but like, is that it's not just vampires. The first season's very vampire focused. But then you have witches, and then you have werewolves.
Werewolves.
I got to ask you about the Seth Green character and Oz, and what you think about him at some point here.
Yeah, at some point there might be a time in this podcast where that question might be prudent. Who knows?
But yeah, I think you get such a nice blend, and I think that's what makes this whole universe fun. Is that it's everything, right? You get demons, you get all these different like aspects. There's lore. There's these like groups of people that have been like tracking like magic and things over the years. It's just sort of, it's pretty wild. What was your experience with Buffy the Vampire Slayer before you finally started watching, Fred? Did you like really know what it was about, or you just kind of like see it on the outside?
I knew what it was. I never watched it, again, grew up in a small town.
You wait, what?
I grew up in a small town. Didn't have cable, wasn't really allowed to watch much TV or even like movies. Like during the week, I wasn't allowed to watch that. So like I knew it existed. I also did kind of have that thing that Jay said where I'm like, that's for the ladies. That's not for me. I like vehicles or whatever guys are supposed to be into. I mean, but I was also the guy who would like be at the toy store and walk by the Barbie aisle or whatever and it'd be bright pink and I'd be like, hey, I'm curious about what's going on over there. Or like go to a friend's house and he had a sister with all this stuff, like, hey, I'd like to open up that dollhouse, see what's in there. So I was curious, but I had to put the front out.
Sure.
Living in a small town, like, hey, I only like dude stuff,
You should have watched Joss Whedon's other show, Dollhouse.
Oh, connections.
Also really good.
Yeah.
So I just literally started watching this year, partially because you guys, when I say you guys, Tom and Jasmine were watching it. And I think you were already talking about like, I want to do this on the pod.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to get into this. So I've watched, and I'll just say now, I've seen seasons 1 through 3 in a sum of 4 and like 1 or 2 other episodes where everyone else here, I believe, has gone through at least once or twice.
Yeah. But I think you'll have enough to be dangerous in this episode for
I'm always dangerous.
because I got some opinions. I know we were talking a little before we started too about some of the better seasons, and I think Fred might have seen one of the better seasons overall, in my estimation,
Yeah.
but also may have missed one.
Should we all say it on 3?
I think you should.
1, 2, 3.
Wow. You guys gonna say it or? Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah. 3 is definitely the best season. of
Makes sense. Makes sense.
There's
With the
all
ending
bangers.
and big snake thing at the end, and
Yeah.
yeah.
all. Yeah.
Plus, you got a gosh darn really charming villain, and he's
Yeah.
just so fun to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Fun to see. He's fun to
My favorite big bad.
A lot of douche coup.
Yeah.
a lot of
That's how you
douche
say
jokes.
that.
My hot take, I feel like she's kind of annoying as a character.
Yeah, it's more like I had like the biggest crush on her from like Jay
Yeah.
and Silent Bob Strikes Back.
Yeah.
I think is the big one
You mean
for
Bring
me.
It On?
I never watched. That was a girls' movie. I would actually love to watch the first Bring It On because it's
Next franchise?
Hey, there's a lot of those, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Mhm. I'd like that.
Which is funny you bring that up because I think that was actually my entry point into Buffy because why it's like we talk about it like that's a girl show. Buffy's for girls. But I also had seen the movie Once Upon a Time. And I was like, so I mean, I always had a little bit of love for the movie, even though it's not good.
It's like an 80s campy
It's
thing,
campy.
right?
It's super camp.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun
Yeah.
time to watch it, but it's not high quality. It's not the same quality as the series.
I
No.
think a fun time's a good time. That's
It's-
me.
Yeah.
The script is not up to par if you're like expecting it to be Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like the show.
That
Yeah.
pithy, quick
Yeah.
Whedon thing.
Yeah.
But if you're expecting a cheerleader to kick a bunch of vampires' asses, you get it. So
Hey.
that's fun.
It's a plot concept that certainly draws you in.
Yeah.
I think that's its biggest thing. And having an older sister, that was kind of my thing. She picked up this movie from Blockbuster, so anything she watches, I get to watch. But then she would also watch as the years went on, and I saw the show was coming. And I'm like, but that ain't the movie. I don't know if I believe in this. And then,
You're a Buffy purist.
yeah, purist, if you will. Christy Swanson's my Buffy.
You should get a T-shirt that says that.
I don't think I need to. I don't think Christy Swanson has some great politics personally. So we'll just kind of gloss over that. But anyway, but I do think it was Elijah Dushku becoming like big, and obviously being a young man, you don't get ignore that. But I also think it was Allison Hannigan from American Pie.
Yep.
And when I seen her, I was like, oh wait, she's in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I think I was seeing like reruns on FX or something like that. So it was probably about season 3 by the time I was like watching it. And I was like, oh, there's something here. There's some stuff here. I kind of like this. And so I started watching it every day on FX. And then to the point where it started looping again once it got caught up, like through season 5. And then I watched the rest of it like all the way through again on TV. And then I think I finally jumped in either end of season 5 or season 6. I know season 6, I watched the very first episode like live, like when that was like
Wow.
on air. But which was an interesting point to jump into Buffy, and we'll talk about that. But the UPN years, if you will.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I mean, that was probably in middle school, high school, and that all started coming around. So, but there's a lot for everybody in these shows, is what I will say. But I guess that's the question I want to position to you all 3 of you. Why do you think Buffy has persevered even all these years later, where Fred would be somebody who's picking it up and going, I'm going to give this a look?
I mean, I think the storytelling and the writing is genuinely compelling. Like, I think there's some really great ideas that are kind of throughout the whole series. And I think it surprisingly aged pretty well. Like, there isn't any like glaring like problematic thing, maybe like a few things here and there, but I think Xander is the most kind of rough kind of thing about the show. But I think by and large, compared to a lot of media of the time,
Yeah.
it's pretty tame. Like, as far as like anything, it's like glaringly like, oh my god, why, I can't believe they're saying that on TV.
Yeah.
You know,
The only thing I think that we clocked consistently was a lot of uses of the R word, like
yeah,
which was just
Yeah.
how people
certainly,
talked at the time.
Definitely.
But yeah, generally I do agree though. I think we were like wow, that's actually a lot of these plot lines do age pretty well. And in fact, I think there is a little bit of a reclamation in season 6, considering some like culture of people today, which we'll kind of fill you in on, Fred, to sort of tell you what that's all about. But I don't know. Do you guys have any other thoughts though on like why?
I definitely like agree with Jay. I think especially for the time, and I feel like for the quality of like the CG and all of that, you wouldn't expect the kind of writing that it was providing. Like I think it was, as I said, like really smart and clever plot lines that is like way above of what we're now seeing. I feel like even today, like we're having like one of my favorite episodes was like the Zeppo, if you remember.
Yes.
But I just thought it was like, it kind of blew my mind watching that. But it's essentially like in season 3, I think. But Xander's like it's basically like they pull a B plot into the A plot where he's like kind of having this like side quest. He is being treated like he's not important in the Scooby Gang, so he's like, whatever, I'm gonna do my own thing and I'm gonna be cool, and hangs out with these like jock characters that are bringing the their buddies that were dead back to being alive, and they start like creating a bomb, and then he like basically saves the school, but it's like pretty low stakes. But all in the meanwhile, in the background, the rest of the Scooby Gang's like saving the world from an apocalyptic event. But it's all happening in the background. It's like this big A plot that just got like moved in the background, and it's just so funny, but also like so, I don't know, like subverting the genre in itself. Like it's the normal genre of this show, but then I don't know, it just was so perfect. And I'm like, this is, I don't know, something that came out in like 1996. I don't know. I just thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
I think that people today kind of have a craving, much like some of the vampires for blood. They have a craving for TV like how it used to be, where I feel like today TV is movies and movies is TV.
That's
like
absolutely.
I feel we as a people in this room, but I think most people kind of miss the times of, here's a show, you're gonna have your like lore and your story episodes, but you're gonna have your blank of the week episode. That's why I like X-Files.
Yeah.
Buffy's very similar to X-Files in just like format to me.
Sure.
Like I'm a big fan of TV shows where it's like, where this is just a bottle episode in a sense, where not like taking place on one spot, but like this is like contained one story. Anyone can jump in because, like you said, there's like 20 episodes in a lot of these seasons, and you're not going to have everyone following along watching every single episode. So you kind of need to have an episode or episodes where people can jump in, get the gist, and have an enjoyable hour of television.
Yeah.
And I feel we just don't have that anymore. So I think especially like during the pandemic, a lot of people went back and got a lot of comfort from that kind of television.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I totally agree. Like something about it really just scratches the brain. Just seeing like the fashion of the time too, and just the like the quality of the like film stock or whatever, just like really like hits the spot.
And I think there's also like the found family of the aspect of the group, and like people who feel like they want that comfort of that show. It's like, oh yeah, these are my friends that I'm joining. I'm joining the Scooby Gang.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that aspect, I think also makes it kind of universal and timeless.
Yeah. And I'm really glad you brought up the whole like way that TV used to be too, Fred, because like one of the things I think I would posit to everybody here too, as I kind of was going through the series recently again for the second time full through, is this almost feels like the horror version of Star Trek. Like it's like you have those same kind of storylines, right? It's like one core group, like talk about like Next Generation, right? You have Picard and then everybody else, and like they have a driving story in some regards of like, well, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that, but then you have a Geordi episode, and then you have a Worf episode, and then you have like one about Dr. Crusher or all that, and then you kind of get a lot of that here. It's a lot of concept episodes, like, oh, one is Picard's living somebody else's life for a whole episode, but then he's back where he started by the end, right? And we get a lot of those types of things. Like you mentioned the Zeppo episode with Xander, and it's like, what's Xander's like day to day? Like it's a Xander episode, or you get a whole episode of just like Willow being like, I don't even know. Like I was trying to remember where she's invisible when she like comes back in season 7, and like nobody can see her, and it's like kind of her own doing. And
Wasn't she also invisible like in the early seasons too?
I think in the Halloween episode, which is another fun one where it's like they
Yeah.
all inhabit their Halloween episode or their costume. And it's like this whole idea that we're going to give Xander soldier skills because
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
a soldier. for
No,
Halloween.
I do love that the bits that kind of happen
They stay.
earlier in the show like kind of stick around, or like a Monster of the Week story plot kind of makes its way into the main plot, like the guy who's making the robot women, and
Mhm.
like how like Buffy that becomes part of the main plot like later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even Xander like learning all the military
Right, yeah, like you're
stuff.
saying,
But then
yeah.
like I like how later on he's like, I don't remember that. That was like years ago. Like I sort of remember some of the things.
Yeah.
Like he remembers it for the first couple seasons, but it's like by like season 7, he's like, you think I remember how to like use these weapons? Like that was like sophomore year of high school or whatever.
Or like, yeah, I think my thing was always like, there's this impending doom in a storyline, right? Like Angel's trying to end the world in season 2. And then like, but then we're also having a plot where all the swimmers are turning into like swamp or like sea people.
Yeah.
And you see like one moment where Angel's like coming out to attack Buffy, or he like tries to bite what's his name from Prison Break, Wentworth Miller, because he's like turning into one of those sea people, and he's Angel's like spitting out his blood. He's like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? Like this isn't human. Like, and that's like your first clue that like something's off about the swimmers themselves. And it's like, oh, but it also tied in this whole thing of like Angel's still around. He's still trying to do shit, but he's also like, I don't know what you guys are fucking with your Monster of the Week, but I'm not having it.
Yeah.
Like, or I'm sorry, Angelus, not just Angel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be specific. Angelus is different.
Way different characters.
Totally. But I think you guys had some really great answers, and I think it's true, but we almost didn't quite have the show because originally it seemed like it was dead on arrival, guys, when we were at the movie. So I would love to talk a little bit about some of the history of Buffy now, if you will oblige me.
Mhm.
That's your southern term, Fred.
Yeah,
You're
much obliged.
Most obliged. So Joss Whedon says that his inspiration, and there's a lot from Joss Whedon, which I think we should also address too.
Yeah,
Not a great person.
for sure not. Yeah.
Ew.
And as much as this series, I think, is a fun series, it's a great series. And as much as I think he had a good vision, he did not treat people very well.
Yeah, that's
And-
absolutely true.
Nor did he write people of color very well.
No, he did not. No, he did not. If we were talking about Angel, we could have some wider conversations about that because there's a lot more people of color representation in that show where it's very white and Buffy.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think we should just get that out up front. It's like we don't necessarily support Joss Whedon the person. It's just more there are a lot of people that went into making Buffy what it is. He was just one. So,
Mhm.
mic drop. But he says that he had an idea where it's called Rhonda the Immortal Waitress was really like the first incarnation of the Buffy concept. And feel free to jump in if you guys have anything else you want to share or other ideas you want to add. But he said the idea of some like ordinary woman who seems completely insignificant but turns out to be somebody extraordinary was kind of this idea of what became Buffy. So that early unproduced idea evolved into Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which then Whedon developed to invert the Hollywood formula of like, what if like the final blonde girl from all these like horror movies who goes into a dark alley and gets killed turns out to be like kind of like the big monster of sorts, or right? Like she's the one that all the monsters fear, which is a pretty cool pitch for any type of entity, right? Movie, TV show. So he said the very first mission statement of the show was the joy of female power. Having it, using it, sharing it. Again, very funny coming from him. All the behind the scenes stuff. But that idea does persevere, I think, through the show. So he put this into a script, which then became the 1992 movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This was actually a really big talked about script going around Hollywood. People were like, never seen anything like this. This is like a crazy story. What a time. So it was with Christy Swanson playing the title role of Buffy instead of Sarah Michelle Gellar. We're still 5 years away from the TV show. Whedon sold the film to the production company Sand Dollar in the fall of 1991, which was owned by, you guys ready for this? Because I did not know this, and you have to tell me if you do. Dolly Parton ran the company. Dolly Parton turned out to be a silent, unnamed producer on all of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, wow.
Good for her.
I know, right? Very surprising. I had no idea. But Sand Dollar Productions then hired a husband and wife team, the Kazuis.
Of the Banjo Kazooies?
I was thinking it, but I wasn't gonna say it.
It's Kuzui. Fran Rubel Kazooie, I think was the or Kuzu. I'm probably mispronouncing it. They saw it as pop culture comedy about what people think about as vampires. And while the script was praised, the final product of the movie did not get great reception. It had a $7 million budget, made a $17 million box office, which is not bad for a B movie, essentially. But Joss Whedon basically left mid-production after just becoming dissatisfied with the direction. Like, he had creative control issues with the directors and basically said, I'm out of here. So movie comes out, franchise pretty much like whatever they thought was going to be more just ended there. That said, then Gail Berman, who was a president and CEO of Sand Dollar Television, owned the TV rights to the movie and approached Joss Whedon to develop the Buffy concept into a TV series, promising him that it would be something more that he could have more creative control over. Whedon pitched the idea of basically high school as a horror movie was basically the central concept behind Buffy. And early in this development of the series, it was just going to be called Slayer, but they ultimately went back to the original title, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Whedon went on to write and partly fund a 25-minute non-broadcast pilot, which was shown to the network and eventually sold to WB. And then the first episode aired March 10th, 1997. And the show went on for 7 seasons. So that husband and wife team is Fran Rubel Kuzui and her husband Kaz Kazooie were credited as executive producers because they had in their contract rights and royalties over the franchise, even though they had absolutely no input on anything. So they had producer credit on every episode of Buffy and every episode of Angel, even though they had nothing to do with it.
Nice work. I mean,
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically Joss Whedon was the primary producer on that until about 2001. He was still contributing scripts, directing episodes, but it went to Marty Noxon to take over because he was working on Angel, Frey, and Firefly, which I don't know about Frey, but Firefly was obviously another big deal. Did you guys watch Firefly at all?
Yes.
No.
Loved Firefly.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah. Excellent.
I've only watched a little bit of it.
That's
so.
crazy.
I'm not a space guy.
What? It's Space Cowboys.
Yeah.
I'm not a cowboy guy either.
Wow.
Wow.
So
I guess I'll just go. Judging by the way everyone's looking at me in this room.
Yeah, we're losing Fred here.
I mean, I liked the movie Space Cowboys where all the old guys go to space. That was cool. James Gardner, Clint Eastwood, Tommy Lee Jones.
That's exactly like Firefly.
Does Firefly have a sick NSYNC song that goes with
The
it?
entire time.
Was it NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
We the Space Cowboys.
That feels like Backstreet Boys, doesn't it?
That's just because it says boys in it.
Yeah. I just think is this. I mean, that's something that they would
I mean,
sing.
Backstreet Boys do say boys a lot.
Yeah. It's
They do.
obligation.
They also dress up like monsters in a music video, don't they? Is that everybody?
Or is that in sync? When they're
I
Do you think
that's
puppets are
Backstreet
monsters?
but they have like I thought the whole getup.
Oh, I thought they just had the strang.
Oh no, I don't.
I think the Backstreet Boys were the ones that dressed up like the monsters in the music video, and Sync was the
man.
puppets.
Okay.
Yeah.
The I'm
I
in
think
love
they're all
with
the same
monster.
people. There is no difference.
They're the same guys.
Yeah.
Some fun casting. Should I save these for the Show Me the Franchise? Some of the casting. What?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I don't know. Are you gonna remember?
Just do it.
Maybe not. Okay. Before Sarah Michelle Gellar got the role of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the other people who auditioned were Julie Benz, who ended up playing Darla, Elizabeth Ann Allen, who ended up playing Amy the Witch, Julia Lee, who ended up playing another character named like Chanterelle Lily. I think she was that one that kept showing up like later in the season, like when she's like Anne the waitress or whatever.
Mm.
And then Charisma Carpenter, who ended up becoming Cordelia, and Mercedes McNabb, who ends up playing Harmony. The other big names that were in the running were Katie Holmes and Selma Blair. Obviously, one who became pretty close with Sarah Michelle Gellar in more ways than one in Cruel Intentions.
I've never seen.
You don't have to.
I don't know. His face is saying yes. Yours is saying no.
I mean, Sarah Michelle Gellar and Selma Blair do share a very sticky wet kiss in that movie.
But it's no Wild Things, I'm guessing.
Maybe not quite that, no. The other person that was considered was Natasha Lyonne for Buffy.
Hey guys,
That'd be
I've got some stuff going.
Yeah, I got a lot going on at home. Wow.
she'd be such a dry Buffy.
I know. You know, these guys are just these vampires are a real pain in my
She talks so fast.
I know.
Yeah, the her in But I'm a Cheerleader. I feel like I can kind of see it maybe.
She's a little
Yeah.
like, oh.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You ever see But I'm a Cheerleader?
No.
Oh,
You definitely should see
great.
that.
It's like a gay conversion,
Queer coming of age movie.
like she's sent away to a
but she's like,
gay away
I can't
camp.
be gay. I'm a cheerleader.
Yeah, so,
Who's the other lead in that? And there's someone else kind of famous. I don't.
Yeah.
Paul is.
Yeah, RuPaul.
Oh, really?
But
Yeah,
the
he
other
plays one
lead
of, like, the-
female character is also famous, but I can't remember her name.
I'll look it up
I
while
can
y'all
picture her
continue.
face though.
I haven't seen that since like high school. I don't think.
Yeah, worth a watch.
Yeah, I guess though Natasha Lyonne was considered but declined the role due to not wanting to commit to a series at the age of 16 years old at the time. So Sarah Michelle Gellar originally auditioned for the role of Cordelia Chase, but after watching her audition, Joss Whedon asked her to come back and audition for Buffy, and the rest is history.
Wow, it's kind of ironic that Charisma was trying to be Buffy and then they switched friends.
Yeah.
Which kind of plays into their dynamic a little bit in the early seasons, right? Like,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna jump in and say the other lead, and I might mispronounce her name, but it all comes together because the Natasha Lyonne show we love,
Poker Face?
Poker Face.
Yes.
They have multiple episodes with Clea Duvall,
Clea Duvall, that's it.
and they like kind of are referencing, but I'm a cheerleader.
Is Clea Duvall the one? Isn't she the invisible girl who like disappears because nobody notices
I
her?
think that sounds right.
Could I see a picture of her?
Yeah,
She was in a lot of 90s.
yeah. I pulled up the
stuff.
faculty
Yep.
picture.
That is
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think her and Natasha Lyonne are like besties in real
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, I think from probably the
Yeah.
But I'm a Cheerleader. Like that was a movie they were together, and then they kind of like used that in Poker Face
Mhm.
later.
So there's a lot of shared universe there. For David Boreanaz, apparently he was on the sidewalk walking his dog and
Yeah.
telling
I heard that. That's crazy.
Like eating a hot dog.
Yeah. And then they immediately called their casting director and were like, we found Angel. He's just walking around. That chin, that head, that forehead. Oh, he's so chiseled. Oh.
Someone's a team angel over there.
Yeah, I see.
No, you'd think.
Oh,
You'd think.
That's who like everyone.
Steak in your pocket.
That's like who everyone wanted to play Nathan Drake for the longest time, right?
please.
Yes.
Because he kind of looks
Wouldn't he be
like
old?
that was the thing, but he kind of looks like the face of the video game character.
I always heard Nathan Fillion was like.
That was the two names I heard, but those are two guys who are like very different, but also like sometimes I mix them up.
And
I'm
Nathan
s-
Fillion's already named Nathan.
Yeah, it's
I mean, that's a foot in the door.
So if they say his name, he's already going to turn his head.
I'm really sad Fred didn't make it to the Nathan Fillion territory in the
Oh.
show. Nathan
Mhm.
Fillion plays a southern pastor down in the
Oh.
in the seventh season
Yeah.
of the show.
Oh,
And he's a son of a bitch.
Very overpowered.
Yeah. Oh, with
Yeah.
Caleb, yeah.
sort of like the church.
What?
That's actually
Great metaphor. Ryan Reynolds was offered an undisclosed role but declined due to his real life experience in high school and not wanting to relive it.
All the vampires and
Yeah, monsters of the week.
yeah.
Being the Slayer.
yeah.
The implication is he was considered for Xander.
That's
which,
got
Which
to
makes
be.
sense because he's the sarcastic guy.
right.
There's
Could've
no
been
world
better.
where it was not
Probably better.
him.
Yeah.
He was absolutely cast as Xander.
I think it would have been too much to have Ryan Reynolds as Xander.
I would have liked it.
You would have liked it or no?
I think I would have.
I think he's a better
Although I
actor.
wouldn't have got that really funny episode of Xander and his twin
Yeah.
doing the clone episode,
Oh, that's true.
which was really fun. Which I don't think you got to, but it was really good.
The actor who plays Xander does give me what's his name vibes. Evil Dead.
Bruce Campbell.
He gives me some Bruce Campbell vibes, which is nice.
Yeah, Nicholas Brendan does. So he ultimately got the role. Danny Strong also was auditioning for the role of Xander, but then they made a role for him specifically to play Jonathan. Poor little Jonathan.
Gilmore Girls.
Is he on Gilmore Girls too?
Yes, he's on. Every time I see him, I just think of Gilmore Girls.
Okay. Maybe there'll be some Gilmore Girls talk on this. We'll say.
No.
There was no other like big roles for or character or actors named for Willow. I guess there was a different actress though who originally filmed the unaired pilot. Her name was Riff Reagan or something like that. But
Cool name.
yeah, cool name.
Too
But
cool.
When they decided
Play
to
Willow.
order it to series and refilm the pilot, they cast Allison Hannigan, and then the rest went from there. So that was basically it. And then the first 5 seasons aired on the WB before they switched to UPN for 2 seasons to do the ending of it. But yeah, I guess what are you guys' thoughts overall on like seasons 1 and 2 and
Jiminy
3
Glick over here.
and 4 and 5? And what about 6?
All right.
Do you like season 6?
I'll say another hot take. I feel like I actually liked every single season.
Yeah, I agree. I think they all had something to it. You know?
And season 6 actually had some of my favorite episodes.
Should we talk about favorite episodes?
Sure. I'll say my favorite episode in season 6 was the one where they had that memory wipe. And then, like Giles is like, "Are we brothers?" to Spike. And then Spike's like, no, I think you're my dad. And then just like have that really funny, I don't know, going
It's like,
through
I must hate you.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think it's also still a really fun episode. I think Buffy has to go through some really dark times. And I think that's okay. I think it's okay to have some dark material and not to have all a bunch of like happy episodes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like the musical episode too. I think that one's very polarizing in the community of whether or not it's good or not.
It's polarizing?
Yeah, some people hate it.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, what did you think of the musical episode? Just from a context-free standpoint, Fred.
I enjoyed it. You know, it was kind of hard just jumping in later without like the wraparound context. Because of course I'm like, oh, well, is into girls now? Like that was like just
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm a sucker for a musical. I'm a sucker for a musical episode. I did think it was funny that it's like music and lyrics by Joss Whedon. And I'm just like,
And he wrote a whole musical.
and like some are like, I think pretty good. Some definitely sound like a guy with his guitar, like writing down like, okay, G, C, okay. Yeah, this sounds like a song here.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling he probably had a musician buddy sitting in the room with him to help, iron some of that. And you get to figure out who's like naturally talented as a singer. I don't think anyone's awful or bad at singing.
I think Allison Hannigan's not a good.
Alice,
which
she's
they
probably
heard
the
nothing.
weakest.
Yeah, she's pretty bad.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was my biggest surprise. They don't push her to sing like super big notes or anything, but she kind of has that good talky singing.
I think I read somewhere she initially wasn't going to sing at all because she said she's not a good singer and she doesn't like singing. And I think they were going to hire someone else to sing for her, but then she's like, no, I think it's actually right for my character to kind of sing these lines and I'm just going to go for it.
And it would be a tough look if like the lead is the only one that's like got a person singing for them.
Yeah, I feel like we're jumping so far ahead to be talking about the musical episode.
House of Pain style, jump around.
Yeah,
jump
why
around.
not?
But yeah,
Also, I was going to say, Joss Whedon did write an entire musical called Dr. Horrible Sing Along.
Oh yeah, I know.
oh,
That's like, I guess not recent anymore. That was like within like 10, 15 years. But I mean, that's like some time
ahead,
like the idea of doing this like back in the day, I don't know how old he was when he was making Buffy, but that's still impressive, I would say.
yeah.
I have 1 or 2 episodes I like, and since I have the least amount of watching, I want to get them out
Yeah.
because I don't want people to steal mine and I have nothing left.
Sure.
I like the one where the adults, I think it's because of Candy, start acting like kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I wrote
Giles,
that down too. Bad
and
candy.
yeah,
Candy.
I love that. And
That was
Giles,
really good.
Buffy's mom are kind of having a thing. And, I love Buffy's mom.
I wanted them to end up together.
I'm big on single moms and TV. Like when I used to watch Wishbone, I was like, that mom is so nice. She could just have someone to love her.
Is that a wishbone in your pocket? Or you-
You really like Stacey's mom?
Stacy, like from the music, like oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Something we should probably talk about while we're going through some episodes here and like going through maybe even like some of the story developments too is the performances as well, because I think that was also a rewatch revelation was how good Joyce is. Like,
Yeah.
she is given some serious like performances like in tough moments, and I love at the end of like season 2 when Buffy is like telling her that she's a Slayer. She's like, have you ever tried not being a Slayer?
Yeah.
It's like so much like coming out of the closet as like a gay person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they used it in X2, I feel.
Oh, that's right.
You ever tried not being a mutant?
Which
Yeah.
that's how people acted though. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, she's obviously great. I think Anthony Stewart Head though too.
Yeah.
is just-
Amazing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You feel his absence so much
yeah.
in season 6. and
Yeah.
7.
That's what I hated the most.
Very
was when
disappointing.
he left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's times I mentioned to you, and I mentioned the group chat. Sometimes I did want to give him a swirly. 'Cause he was a little too British for me, but I do love him. He's a guy. Like, I remember my favorite thing is, like Buffy's going through like teenage angst stuff, and I think he's talking to Willow, and he's like, Buffy's experienced something called issues, and I'm just like, grab that head, put it in the toilet, just for a little bit, flush it.
He just plays like being put upon like so well, like taking the glasses off and like touching his head and just like
Pinching the bridge of his nose.
And I do love the little Easter egg that he's like so bad at drawing. Like,
I love that.
such a delightful little thing.
Throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
Is that why in the musical episode he looks at Buffy drawing like he gives her like a look? I don't know, maybe because she's supposed to be slaying at that time. But
Yeah. Who's like the surprisingly good artist? Like there's like somebody who like turns around like a piece of art. Like it might be like Andrew or something like that. Or no, he does shitty drawings, but like
me Charisma Carp. I'm just picking the characters I would think would be less likely to be good artists.
Yeah.
Spike, I don't know.
yeah, or yeah, Spike is like
Spike.
well, he's
He's a poet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. But I figure like vampires have so much time to like perfect your craft, Like
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it is Angel actually, and I think it's sorry. I am thinking of Angel too. Like I'll have to try and separate some of that. But there's like established that he's like a stupid good artist. Like he's like he like shows them something and they're like, holy shit!
He's
Like
very Manilow
how did you
loving
draw that? But yeah, Gile and his little drawings, like when they're doing the Hush episode,
Yeah.
which is obviously
yeah.
Pop.
Like Buffy will go slaying tonight or whatever, and like
Yeah. That's the end.
it's like a triangle.
Yeah.
But like it's just his dynamic with everybody too, and just making I love when it's like the whole gang against Giles though too, where he's trying to really be dad.
Yeah.
He's like, you're all just a bunch of spoiled little children.
I do like in the show where they're like, yeah, we like Giles, but what if we had 2 British guys?
Oh, I hated that.
I know it was awful, but I just love like that was like a thought they had. They were like,
very
Giles, and then they like, what about another guy?
yeah, and kind of questionable like relationship like
With
age
Cordy.
gap.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
like what's going on here? Yeah.
I think that's when they stopped featuring.
I know he
it in
goes
the
to
show.
Angel, so
I was gonna say, I promise not to get too Angel heavy.
Stay in your lane, guy.
I promise not to get too devil heavy. Yeah. Oh, shit.
They squash a lot of that when they're over there, and he turns out to be a very deep and multi-layered character, Wesley Wyndham Price,
yeah.
Wow.
who is Allison Hannigan's real life husband.
Oh,
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
isn't he also in How I Met Your Mother then too? Right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
He's
that's
the
weird.
weatherman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like the very eccentric weatherman. Like,
Sandy.
yeah. I
I like the Werewolf Hunter episode.
Oh yeah.
I think that's like, isn't that the one where it's revealed that Oz is a werewolf? Or
I think it's
there's some sort of
Maybe.
reveal.
or
But,
like the werewolf that they're hunting isn't Oz. It might be.
Or the
Yeah,
girl
maybe
who
that's
took
what
the-
it is.
Yeah,
they
the
think no, they think Oz is, or maybe I'm combining two episodes, but I know there's one where they think Oz is maybe killing people, so they're locking him up. But there's another,
Yep.
yeah.
I think that's the one you're
But I
thinking.
like the hunter guy who's kind of like Clayton from Tarzan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely got good energy. So you like some Oz as a werewolf guy?
I like Oz. Yeah, I like that he's like a nerdy music guy, but he's really fucking smooth at the
Yeah.
same time.
And it's so mature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
so
just
smooth.
crazy for Seth Green.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
you think of Seth Green, like for me at least, it's like without a paddle or like,
Sure.
Austin Powers. Yeah.
yeah, Austin
Yeah.
Powers, like all those roles.
Method
he's
Austin
like,
Powers.
like almost unrecognizable in Oz. And it's like he's so
He's so
good at
cool.
that character.
And-
Like it's so
Yeah.
so convinced of him.
He's really damn likable. Another
Yeah.
person who I feel like his absence is felt when he was
For
in
sure.
but his Hollywood career was blowing up pretty
Yeah.
good at
Yeah.
that point he
Mhm.
left. Yeah, I do like Seth Green. I do think him leaving though forced Willow into a more interesting choice in terms of how her character develops.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because certainly this is probably one of the it's not the first show to ever have a character come out and do that, but I do feel like pushing her forward into like being gay and like kind of coming to, her realization and, being like more comfortable in her own skin in that way, especially as she's becoming a witch too. And it's like sort of an easy metaphor for like all these life changes she's going through. And I think she does a good job with it, right? Like,
Yeah. I think so.
Oh, we're big fans of Willow here. I'm just speaking for everybody.
yeah.
Yeah, she never does anything bad ever. So don't worry about later seasons.
Perfectly balanced character.
Yeah, so don't worry. She's never like evil or anything.
Cool. Cool.
Did you see the episodes though, Fred, at least where you got evil Willow from the
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Love to see it. I also love, this is just a general choice for the show, they do the Lost Boys thing
Yeah.
with the vampires, where it's like normal face. If we're getting into
Yeah.
vampire mode, we're going to do scary face.
Yeah.
like really ugly face.
Yeah, I do like that.
Oh, the practical effects. I don't know. That's another thing that just scratches the brain, is just seeing like all the like prosthesis and stuff that they're doing. It's just, yeah.
Anytime
so
somebody is wearing makeup or like a suit, it's so much more effective than any of the CGI they were trying
Yeah.
to do.
yeah, but I think I will say the CGI does something else. Like it kind of like it kind of puts an exclamation point on like the camp of it in a way.
So animated versus going for like practicality.
Yeah.
Some of the CG looks so out of like the big snake guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that looks cartoonish, but I like that it looks cartoonish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at certain points too, you can kind of see it in like just throughout the whole series, just seeing the evolution of the like CGI practical effects and like how they're kind of like using and like their budget's getting bigger and stuff, obviously. But like seeing how the vampires like disappear after they're staked.
Yeah.
Like just like some in later seasons, it's all CGI and it just like looks like pretty like rough.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it's just kind of a fun Easter egg thing to kind of pay attention to.
Yeah, for sure. Which I mean, it's not bad. I think it gets a bad rap for people being like, "Oh, the CGI is so bad." And I'm like, "Have you guys seen the CGI in movies like recently?"
And two, like we're also watching it on high def TVs like now. Like at the
Yeah.
time on like a cathode ray or whatever tube TV you're watching it on, it probably like looked okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put it on your tube TV.
Yeah.
Then you'll love it.
Blast your eyes.
The one you play your N64 on, you gotta do it
Yeah.
on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely was the first probably time I was watching was on a good tube TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
As it was intended to be watched.
Yeah. I know. I thought about whether we wanted to go season by season, but I just don't think that makes sense here. I think if we try to do that, we're going to get stuck too much
Yeah.
in like story developments. And
Yeah.
really, what's great about the show, we already kind of highlighted it. It's like trying to talk about Star Trek again, right? It's like you don't go, well, in season 1, we get this type of Spock, and then by season 4, he's really starting to embrace his human
Yeah.
aspect. It's like, no, it's like what's good is like these specific episodes we're calling out, these performances that we
Yeah.
get. And I guess the one that we're really skipping over, and we kind of talked about it briefly, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like, what do you guys think about her as Buffy? Does this show work without her?
Like in reboots, you're talking, or are you just saying in general, would it work without her?
I guess
as an actress.
Yeah, I
if
think
it was a different person.
if it was a different person.
I see. Yeah. That's a good question. I think she definitely brings a lot to the role. I think she has like kind of like the perfect level of like naivety with like snark almost, but yeah, I think she's like really like lovable. Yeah, I think she has like the perfect balance. It's really hard for me to picture anybody else in that role. I can't picture anyone else feeling like all the people that you were mentioning. I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah, Katie Holmes. I don't think this works with her.
Yeah, a little raspy.
Joey, no way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think she does a wonderful job, and I think too, just playing into the like teenage girlness of it all. I think there's a lot of episodes where you're like kind of screaming at the TV, like you're like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you making these decisions? And it's I think really effective and really yeah, I think she does a great job with the character, and I think it's a very believable performance. And I think yeah.
yeah. But I think you guys are calling it out though too. It's tough. She has to be both like the typical teenage girl who's like, I like to dress, in style, like the style of the time. I care about fashion. I also will not be, talked down to. I will punch a dude if he steps on my up on my friends or me. And like I love in that episode where she checks the one dude against the soda machine when he's like harassing Xander. I kind of
Got to be Daphne and Velma at the same time.
That's true. But,
And Fred.
And Fred.
and Fred.
And Scooby.
and all of them, which is why they're the Scoobies. Are they?
Yeah.
Mhm. I think she plays she plays certain notes, and she plays those certain notes very well.
And I think her development's really good. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, it's definitely a twist on her usual like stock characters, because usually she plays a similar character, but is also kind of an unlikable character. Like, I'm thinking about Daphne's a little pushing it, but she's supposed to be a little like high maintenance, like that's the character. Or I think about I Know What You Did Last Summer. She's like the prom queen.
Yeah.
And then I'm just guessing from Cruel Intentions, she's kind of like the good-looking, popular, well-dressed,
But she's a mean girl.
mean girl,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I feel Buffy somehow like plays those notes, but without the meanness of it. She's like a likable character.
She's like the girl next door.
Yeah.
Yes,
You can see a reality where she would have become Cordelia had this not happened.
Yeah,
to
for
her,
sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then, and I think that's why the character of Cordelia, who I think Charisma Carpenter is also really good in this.
Oh, for
too.
sure.
Because she's also somebody who it's like she's mean, but there's like something that's kind of making her act that way, right? Like,
She hits the comedy notes really well. I
Yes.
think she's like one of the funniest people, especially in the earlier
Yeah,
seasons.
she's definitely kind of a cartoon character.
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
she's got Riz.
She does.
She's got Riz
She's
for
got
sure.
Riz and
See, you didn't have to say it. It could have just laid out there nice.
We can fix that in post.
yeah, we can fix it in post. She's got the charisma. It's all it was.
There, that was nice. She booked the Riz and charisma.
But yeah, I think she's so good, both Charisma Carpenter and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Because I was even going to say to you, you just brought up I Know What You Did Last Summer. I feel like the problem watching that movie or Scream 2, where she's supposed to be a victim,
Yeah.
you're almost kind of thinking in the back of your brain, like, why doesn't
Why
she
did
just
you
kick his
fight
ass?
back?
Yeah.
Use your Slayer powers. Like, were they taken from you again? What's going
Yeah,
on?
it's like kick this dude out the window, and then it's just like, oh right, she's just the normie in this one.
The big surprise for me watching this show, I knew that she was a vampire hunter, slayer, kills vampires, takes them out. I didn't know she used like dang ass karate, which was like really funny. I just wasn't expecting. I just expected like stakes. She might like handle someone to the ground and like stake them, but I wasn't expecting like judo kicks and chops and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is like a little silly, but that's part of the fun, I think, is watching like vampires get beat up with karate. Like,
Yeah. Well, and there's a great joke in the later seasons that like where they make the whole acknowledgement that like why when everybody becomes a vampire do they inherit like martial arts
Yeah.
like, and they're all just like able to like fight
Yeah.
like third degree black belts or something like that. And I can't remember who even like calls it out. But yeah, it's like when they're all like when everyone else is out there, and I love how much they show the differentiation between how Buffy handles a vampire to like it takes like Xander, Willow,
Yeah.
Giles, Anya, like everybody like grabbing one vampire and trying to stab because they're showing like how strong these
Right.
guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the season like that kind of in between when Buffy's like dead and they have to figure it out themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. I even love when Buffy is like gone at the beginning of season 3 and like you see someone standing there and it turns out to be Willow and like she's like,
Yeah.
come and get it, big boy. And they're like, what the hell are you saying? She's like, I was trying to channel Buffy.
Yeah.
Liners.
It's it's just fun. But I mean we're actually skipping over the two vampires themselves, the allies, if we will. Both Angel and Spike.
Sort of the angel and the devil.
Where do you guys
Who's who?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
where do you guys stand? Are you Team Angel or Team Spike?
It's got to be Spike.
And I think that Joss Whedon did a character assassination on purpose because he did not like Spuffy as much.
What are you referring to?
Was at the end of season 6.
Oh, the attempted rape.
Yes. And I think he did that on purpose to try and spurn the Spuffy like fandom.
Yeah, the fandom. Yeah.
Well, maybe he sees himself as an angel,
Yeah.
Maybe that's a character he like, puts himself in. So, and everyone's liking the new guy. He's like, that's not going to work for me.
Boring.
He just wanted Buffy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Are you asking like, do I want to fall asleep or do I want to get turned on? Those are the two options.
Like I feel like he wanted Spike to be a toxic character and like wanted Buffy to end up alone or like end up above it all, which is like fine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I just don't feel like Spike would have done that necessarily, and I feel like the actor James was it Marston? I always want to say
Marsden.
Yeah. Even he said I had to go to therapy after that and like did not want to do that scene, and it's just I just don't feel like that I agree with that scene at all. And I'm Team Spike. I feel like he like went the distance, got a soul for her, and I feel like he had like the most growth. I feel like Angel didn't have any growth. He's exactly the same person he was from episode 1 of like having to go travel to go help.
Bite my tongue.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, I didn't watch all of Angel, but I just feel like he had a lot of growth, and I feel like Spike's just funnier.
Yes.
Cooler hair.
Just like Billy Idol. I mean, who doesn't like Billy Idol?
Let's just say it. He's got so much more Riz than Angel.
Yeah.
Right? Like not
Charisma Carpenter.
Yeah, and I like the episode. One of the episodes I also really like is I think Fool for Love or Fool something like that, where it's like his backstory, and he's like such an unreliable narrator where he talks about like, oh, I've always been bad. Then you like go back and he's a mama's boy, and he like loves to write poetry.
What
and
time frame?
he's like Victorian.
I assumed he was old school.
Exactly, and like he was a big mama's boy, and his mom was like sick, and then I forget does he meet Drew and she turns him or and then like he finds out his mom's like, I'm ready to be rid of you, and then he's like so distraught, and he's always been kind of a sweetie, and then
they do a lot of intentional crossing over between Angel and Buffy. I'm sorry, it has to be said though, because this is literally what they were trying to do. They wanted to spread the story over the two shows so that you would watch both.
Right.
The idea though is like, so Darla was like the first one of them who was like changed by the Master, the big bad in season 1,
Right.
Mark, what's his name? He's like a Milwaukee guy too. He's Niedermeyer in Animal House. Mark Metcalf, that's it. You guys familiar with that?
no.
We just talked to
Is that Maestro?
That is Maestro on Seinfeld.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so you'll hear a lot of people in the Milwaukee improv community talking about him because I guess he does a lot of stuff. He's in a movie with Tim Higgins. This is the 3rd week in a row Tim's gone.
Tim's coming on.
But I actually looked up a movie because John Waldbauer, who was on our last episode, was telling us about a movie that Tim was in. And I looked it up, and Mark Metcalf is in that movie. Tying that back to Buffy, he is the big bad in Buffy season 1. Mark Metcalf is. So anyway, went down a little rabbit hole there. But he turns Darla. Darla turns Angel. Angel and Darla are like this like terrible like team, or Angelus that is, and they like drive Drusilla crazy, and like turn her. Angel turns her, and then Drusilla turns Spike. So he's the baby of them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's still just, he's such a compelling character, even though he's supposed to be bad. And I love when he's like, don't you people remember I'm supposed to be bad?
Yeah.
When did you guys realize that he did not actually have a British accent in real life?
I
doesn't?
assumed he was British.
You didn't know that?
I mean, I feel like it was really bad in the first season, and it got a little better.
Oh, he's definitely doing more of a limey type thing.
Yeah.
It's like a Michael Caine.
A little bit. But then it comes down a little bit. He does a little more with it.
Yeah, I feel like it gets a little more subtle.
Mm-hmm. Which I love David Boreanaz trying to do his Irish accent and do it
Yeah.
so terribly. It's just, he's like really doing this. It's just the most like worst lilt you'll ever hear.
He's a guy who seemed like, learned acting as he was going, like by the time you get the bones, he can act or so, But this show, I'm a little like, he's kind of a wall,
Yeah.
just a wall.
I guess fine for his character.
Makes sense, I guess.
I will say in Angel, it is more interesting to watch him because he becomes a more interesting character when he's not so like doting on Buffy every hour of every day that he's in an episode. When he has to be a solo character, they give him more to do, and they realize he's kind of an awkward dude. He's sort of like standoffish, and they play it for laughs that he's just sort of like antisocial, and he's like in like a bar and he's like, hi. And then they make him do karaoke, and it's been phenomenal.
Maybe because they like twist around Spike's character and kind of flip the expectations on its head, he is more compelling versus I feel we've seen the like Angel type of character so many times in vampire stories.
Sure.
He is an Edward Cullen type. Like
So true.
Very much.
That's very, very true. Yeah.
So your team,
Spike.
Yeah.
no, it's a Spike.
yeah.
Now, no Team Riley's here.
Have you
Just
met?
kidding.
You've met Riley.
Maybe. I don't know by name.
Have they gone to college?
They just started going to college.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You probably maybe have seen him then.
Is he the blonde
Yeah.
that
He's kind of a
the
he's
TA.
into Willow at first? I did like that.
Yeah.
Where like Sarah Michelle Gellar's into him, but he's like, oh, you're Buffy's or Willow's friend. And I was just like, yeah, because in college, you gotta have a little more depth than high school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although I was really mad that Willow decided to go to like a state school instead of Harvard. Don't throw your life away for this vampire stuff. Go to a good school, get a good education. You can spend time with your friends after.
You can always call them on the weekend.
That's true.
Oh man.
You had your pick of schools. You gotta
UCLA's
go
not
to-
that far. Stanford.
Yeah.
Especially considering Willow's like home life, it is surprising she decided to stay anywhere close to home.
Yeah, that's a good point.
True.
Right. Like, and I do love that we see the dynamics that like nobody has a normal home life in this show.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Sure, yeah.
like Willow has like a really bad relationship.
Neglectful.
Right. With her mom and dad. Xander's parents are like drunks and abusive.
Yeah.
Like Buffy has no dad.
Right. Or
He's
absent
or he's
dad, yeah.
not a part of her life. Yeah.
Right.
Charisma Carpenter's dad is a
In jail.
little interesting when it comes to taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He worked for the like Enron or something.
Yeah, he lied on his taxes for a couple of decades, I think is the line or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know about Oz's parents.
Although maybe you could say Willow wanted to stay because of her ego a little bit. Like she liked the idea of being someone who's important and saves the world. Like
Sure.
it feels like a little addicting to be close to the Slayer and
Yeah.
feeling, and that it'd be scary to kind of go off on your own and.
Let's
Make
talk
it
about
by
the
yourself.
Dark Willow arc, though. What did you guys think about that transformation for her? Do you feel like that was earned?
It's definitely an interesting choice. I think it's cool like character development. I think it's cool just to see her range as an actress,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely think it's a little like, okay, this is kind of overpowered or kind of a little bit like a lot,
Yeah, I definitely see the overpoweredness and I agree with that. And I feel like it was kind of like rapid, but I do feel like she like always has been like an ego-driven character, like always kind of like obsessed with wanting to be the smart one, or like that's my thing, or like likes like that attention. So I could definitely see that kind of being driven from there, and I kind of do like the parallel of like, oh, magic can be a drug, and like I think that was really interesting to kind of bring that in when. I forget what was the one character who turned into a rat for so long. Amy's character comes back. But yeah, I did think it definitely felt very strong. And I felt like when Tara's like trying to bring her back out of it, like, when she, I don't know. I didn't know if that would go as far as it did.
Yeah. It's always kind of an interesting turn for me. And I always kind of try to justify if it actually feels like something she would do. But I think you're right, though. If you are a drug addict and you get addicted to something, which I think is what the show also does so well. We talk about a lot of these stories and a lot of these episodes. They are great metaphors, right? About like I mentioned the one where the swimmers turn into like sea monsters, right? It's like the equivalent of like going on steroids and like how that can kind of like turn you into a monster. And like we see like how first romance, like how the first guy you give yourself to is not necessarily going to be the best person sometimes.
They're going to lose their soul.
Yeah. Treat you like crap afterward.
Or eating candy makes you feel like a kid again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was reading a lot of quotes from like a lot of the writers, not just Joss Whedon, which it feels like he like wrote the Wikipedia. So it's like, oh, I'm so smart. Look how much I came up with. But he had a team of good writers. I mean, some very notable ones too. Drew Goddard, who is like a really notable writer and director now.
Daredevil.
The Martian. He directed that. Cabin in the Woods.
Nice.
He wrote
So
The Martian.
Joss Whedon.
Yeah, he wrote The Martian. He didn't direct it. But he did direct Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
I think he might have.
And written by Joss Whedon and maybe Drew Goddard, but definitely Joss Whedon.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it is Joss Whedon.
But yeah, I mean, it's a great writing staff. I'll call out a couple other people that I think they're names that people recognize probably from one thing or another. Some of them went on to do some Star Trek. Some of them went on to do some other shows. Game of Thrones was Jane Espenson. Was a big writer. She's the one that wrote the episode, like Conversations with Dead People, where they're all having like visions of like a ghost that's like talking to them, and they're all
that was a creepy one.
Yeah, I love when Buffy like runs into a random guy from high school, and he's like, "You remember me?"
I love that. That part was so good.
I know, and just like because we've all had those conversations with people like who you've like knew once upon a time, and you're like, "Gosh, how are you?" And you're like meeting someone for the first time, even though you've known them for years. Yeah. Stephen S. DeKnight, who did Daredevil, the TV show, not the Ben Affleck movie. David Fury,
Less impressed now.
Drew Greenberg, David Greenwald, who I think was pretty big on Angel, Rebecca Rand Kirshner, Marty Nixon, who I mentioned was like the producer, and then Doug Petrie. So I mean, yeah, there's some names I could probably list more people and more projects that they're affiliated with, but it was a crack team of writers who all went on to do a lot of big things.
I was just I mean, I do, but I mean, when you're done, you're done. That's all you have to say about that.
That's all I have to say about that.
I just didn't know if this would be a good time to open up to talk about some guest stars.
Absolutely. Who would you? I have a feeling I know who you want to bring up.
Who do you think I want to bring up?
Ritter.
Well, yeah. I mean, 2 episodes in a row. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, he is great. I do love him as I love piece of shit Ritter.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Speaking of metaphors, like a stepdad that like you don't get along with.
Who did not step up.
No, this dad who did
Step
not.
down.
Well,
Or beat down.
Yeah.
he tried.
That's not a t-shirt you want to own.
He is so good in that episode.
Yeah, he's creepy.
Very, very eerie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did just see the Pedro Pascal,
Oh yeah.
which was so weird because it is kind of one of those things. He's a guy who like, he wasn't like a bad looking guy, but he really grew into like the hot Pedro Pascal later. Like I feel even like post Game of Thrones, even he still kind of had like a smaller face and somehow it like all filled out and looks great. But it is funny seeing him in this brief role.
He cited this show as like the reason that his career even,
Yeah.
like made it. Like,
Or that he could still make money, or he was like getting royalties from it for so long.
yeah, he was like, I was living off the royalties from this one episode, and like it sustained me at least until I got my break.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But he always said, Sarah Michelle Gellar was like one of the nicest people he's ever met.
Wasn't John Hamm also in an episode?
I don't
I feel
know.
like
John
he was.
Hamm.
He's not on this list because I pulled up a list just to kind of give myself a refresh.
I think one person I will call out because it's going to be a segue to the episode itself is Doug.
Funny.
Doug
Funny was really good, but Scooter's episode was much better.
Doug Funny.
What about the episode where Patty Mayonnaise went dark? We saw like the dark side of Patty Mayonnaise. That was pretty cool.
I would love to see a Doug Buffy crossover.
You want like the Riverdale Doug?
Yeah.
Buffy like shows up at what is the school? Is it Bluffington High School or something like that?
That sounds too much like Buffy.
Yeah. Bluffington?
Buffington.
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 I was thinking of Doug Jones because he is the like lead gentleman of the gentleman that we were talking about in that episode Hush.
Ooh.
Which he, I guess, had a lot of input into how the gentlemen were to behave because he was a trained mime. And on top of just being lanky, and everyone loves putting him in like suits and prosthetics and just looking amazing pretty much every time he plays a monster. But he suggested to the writing staff, he's like, you should hire mimes to play all the gentlemen because we know how to like motion like things without sound. Because that whole episode came out of like criticism of the show, like, oh, it's all just witty dialogue without the writing or the dialogue. This would be nothing without like, you know, and the show's not that scary. And that
episode's scary.
Is that later?
Yeah.
Or,
No, season 3.
season 4, I think.
Oh, okay, good. They're in college.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then I just have y'all gonna fight?
Yeah, because they're in like the lecture hall, and like that's when Giles has like the overhead projector.
Sure.
And and he's like showing them, like telling them all about it through like overhead projectors, which don't exist anymore in schools.
Something for me to look forward to.
Gonna know the joy of overhead.
Yeah. I do love that like Willow's like, I'm going to use Google, and like Giles is like, is that a magic spell? And he's like, no, it's a search engine.
Yeah.
As though like Google was a novel concept.
Right.
They don't have Google in England.
They don't.
Just ask Jeeves.
You did not see the episode Hush?
No.
You might have just missed it if you started season 4.
Like I watched like 2 episodes of season 4.
You would remember it if you saw it.
It sounds like I would remember it.
It is an all-time. So I mean, the whole episode,
For sure.
there's like a little bit of dialogue in like the first 10 minutes, and then the whole concept is like these guys come, these like demons, they steal everyone's voice so nobody can talk. So then all of a sudden they're all like trying to communicate just through like bodily motions, writing on like whiteboards and stuff. And it's but the gentlemen themselves are very creepy. Like they are just like these long they look like Slender Man, but like with like very demonic faces and like suits, and they
Like grinning.
and they float.
Yeah.
And
That is really
Do they play the Deep Purple song ever?
they don't think they
Are they also the ones that like attack children or no, right?
I don't know if they attack children. There is an episode though
Or
where
am I
there's the
mixing
one
up
that's
the
like in like
two?
the hospital ward where he's got like the eyes that like
Yeah,
come
that
out.
one's kind of creepy as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the gentlemen have like I think they come and then they steal hearts from people. They
Yeah,
like will cut them open.
Oh yeah, and they can't scream.
Right, because they've stolen everyone's voice.
Yeah.
And they just go and harvest hearts.
Because you speak from the heart.
It's true.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's like a fairy tale in the demon world though that like becomes reality, and it's a very fun episode.
Sounds good. I'm gonna continue watching. I just had to slow the pace. It was I don't think any season so far is bad, like you said, but it definitely took me a few starts to get going with Buffy. I feel now it's a much smoother ride where I am now. But like season 1, like I mean, also just any show with 20 some episodes per season,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God.
It's hard. Yeah.
Even if they're like compelling as hell, I'm just a little like, all right, that's a big old pile of eps.
Well, that and Buffy is 40 minutes long an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was able to do King of the Hill in all one sitting. It's like these quick bites. Yeah, not one sitting. I know I didn't get up. Wow, one without stopping
Oh, that's
for a
like-
period.
I'd love to see a time lapse with the da 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 da. You just
Oh
on the
my
couch
God.
watching it.
With the song in the background.
So I had to say one quick thing. So I have the Hulu package now, and for some reason, whenever I would turn it on, it would just start playing King of the Hill for the longest time. It stopped doing that, but I've heard doom doom doom. Dun, 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 like so many times that I'm like triggered by it right now. Because it would just like anytime I turn on Hulu, it was like, oh yeah, you want to keep watching King of the Hill? I'm like, I watched it all.
Maybe that is a good segue, though, too, to talk a little about the music of the show, because the music's kind of iconic, too. The opening theme specifically,
Bangers.
which is a really fun song. I guess the band that performed the opening theme is called Nerf Herder.
Oh yeah,
It's very nerdy.
nice Star Wars ref, right?
Yeah. I'm like debating if we should listen to the opening theme or not.
You can at least pop it in for the pod.
Yeah, I think we can take a little quick listen here, right?
That bass riff is always so sick. Good shit.
That like bell that rings out the gong, like boom. Yeah.
I even
Slay.
I even like in the early seasons, I feel like the cutoff is when I first started watching season 4. I'm like, all right, they actually have like songs from the radio in the show now. They've got the money for it. But I do like the early seasons. It's all like this 90s, like Mazzy Star adjacent sounding music.
Oh,
like
they've got Mazzy Star there, too.
Oh, they do. Nice. Like that's what it all sounded like to me. Those early, that really angsty, like
Yeah.
singers with guitars, 90s vibe, which I love.
Yeah.
That was so WB though, to like have a spot where they could play modern music. Like they had that in the OC. I feel like a little bit in Gilmore Girls sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. The Gilmore Girls. Yeah.
Yeah, like the Shins was like in the Gilmore Girls. Like it's just so interesting, and I kind of like miss that in shows. Like, why don't we play bands in shows anymore?
That's how people like found out about
Yeah.
music and back in the day.
Yeah, I feel like Modest Mouse was in the OC.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's Oz's band called? Dingo Ate My
Dingoes.
Babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a but yeah, I love like anything with the bronze. Like I just love it. Like it's such a great space and just a good like people watching in like the background of the episodes and yeah. And,
Why are high schools are like allowed to hang out this bar?
yeah, that's
So-
Yeah.
interesting like choice, but I love it.
Do you guys think it's like their version of the rave?
We had a venue like that in
Yeah.
Georgia you could go to
It kinda has
where
that, yeah.
anyone could go.
Maybe, but I feel like the rave is not a place you can just casually go to.
Right.
No.
Right.
It's also like the rave is so like enclosed, whereas like the bronze, you're in a warehouse basically.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was just trying to think of like what's a place where like you would go in high school but still go to in like college when you can drink and all that too. And like that's why the bronze always felt weird.
Yeah,
Always
but
were there.
it's the 90s.
Yeah. It's the 90s. The 2 needle drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like 2 needle drops though that they had that I clocked. Was one at like their prom, they have All the Small Things playing, and like that like song just dropped on the radio when
Yeah.
they're playing that in this, and then it's like Goodbye to You at like the end of one of the seasons, and I was like, wait, I know this song. It's like I'm like, did they pull this straight out of American Pie? They're like, this is a nod to Alice Hannigan's.
They had the cover of Wild Horses, which was nice. I can't think of the band. It was a popular 90s band that covers it, but I can't think the Specials or something like that.
There's the Amy Mann.
Yeah. Amy Mann played
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
at the Bronze.
It's kind of like a season 3 Twin Peaks style stuff, just having like real people come in, like
Yeah.
play some songs.
music does define the show a little bit. It's a good soundtrack overall, but like it's all about that opening theme. Is just
Yeah, it really puts you there.
it does, it warms you up. I was kind of saying this too because we were watching Peacemaker this last season. I don't know if you guys watched Peacemaker, which there's a lot of like Whedonverse people in that show now, but like the first season has like a real rip roaring like opening theme and they all are dancing to it, and then the second season picks a more somber one, which is still a good song. But I kept saying to Fred as we were watching this, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm getting as amped up for the show as I did in the first season.
Well, just for me, that second season song has been hitting just with like my life events, the whole keep on keeping on of it.
Yeah.
That and the Mountain Goats song that Stephen Colbert did.
Oh.
Those are the two songs that I'm like, all right, I need to listen to this right now.
No, there's certainly nothing wrong with it. Like the song is great.
I get you. It doesn't help you.
You know, but it's like, but that first season song, it's like, it kind of like gets you ready to go. And I
Like
love
White Lotus.
a little bit. Yeah. Right.
First season, you're like, yeah.
Or I'll say Game of Thrones, right?
Oh, I mean, Game of Thrones, I remember like when it was like really hitting, just like standing, and I would do
Yeah.
like little hand dances with it. I'd
Right?
get in there.
It locks you in right away.
But also, I'm going to say it again, song that really locked me in for a good episode of television. When you came in, the air went out.
Oh, yeah.
That
For
was
sure.
a bop. That's a bop. I love to listen to.
But that show went off the rails.
It did, but man,
When Billith came in,
when Billith,
I don't know if you finished the show.
I don't think I did.
You should have. Bill becomes this crazy vampire character, like this vampire king. Anyway, it's bad. It's really bad.
Does he do his Angelus turn?
Yeah, essentially.
That's what I was getting
Yeah.
the vibe of.
It becomes a really terrible show. I finished it. It was
Rite of passage for vampires. You got.
yeah.
You
They
gotta go.
talk about a show that really abuses their characters. They
Ooh.
abuse their characters, especially their POC characters.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes. Yes. Anything else we want to say about the main show itself, or should we do a little show me the franchise?
I would be remiss to not talk about the episode "The Body."
Oh yeah.
Spoilers.
That's fine.
Okay, I'm sorry, but Joyce passes away, and it's like very sudden and it's very jarring. But I think like that episode is just straight up art. It's like
Mhm.
it is like honestly probably like one of the best like episodes of like television in my opinion. I don't know,
Mhm.
it's just so like cutting and like out of left field and so unique and just really shows the range of the show.
Mm-hmm.
it really holds grief.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. And then like oh my god, like some of the like callbacks to that, like where there's an episode where like the house is like falling apart and Dawn's like home alone and then all of a sudden in the background you see like Joyce still laying on the couch and it's like it like straight up gave me chills. Like
Oh, yeah.
ugh. Anyways, so I wanted to-
No. I mean, I think that actually is a really good one to put like at the end here because I think that's certainly amongst the best episodes of this show. And yeah, sorry, Fred, for spoilers here, but
Like my crush died on the show.
yeah, but like,
Yeah.
Wishbo's mom's still
Like,
kicking
in a
though.
non-monster way. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of what
Well,
makes
that's
it really
the way you got to
cool.
do it.
It's like, yeah, she just dies from a very human way. And I think that's what they were trying to do with the show is like make it a dichotomy of like, hey, they normally deal with all this like monsters, but this is like the normal life
Yeah.
monsters that
Let's
everybody
legitimize
deals with.
death a little bit.
Yeah.
And Buffy's whole thing of like blaming it on the big bad of that season, but it ultimately is just like this is just what happens
This is just
to people. you know?
human grief that people
Yeah.
have to struggle
That's
with.
probably the episode they play the Mazzy Star in, I'm guessing.
I don't even
I
know.
don't think there's much, if any, music in that.
I don't think I have any music,
Yeah,
A lot of silence, and it's really
which makes it even more like
Really
and
stuff.
it's a lot of characters just like acting not themselves because they just don't know how to process it.
Well, I will say this before we move on to the Show Me the Franchise. I was having dinner with Betsy and Josh and some other people, some past guests of the show, and she's a fan of Buffy. She had watched it in like college, and we were actually sitting there, and she was telling me, she was like, I remember when I like turned 21, my sister and I, we were going to watch an episode of Buffy because we were going through it, and it was a really sad episode because a character died that was really important. And I'm guessing, I wonder if she'll listen to this. I wonder if this was the one she was talking about. Because ever since then, I'm like, Xander, no one's going to give a shit. Willow's too important, especially since I saw later.
I
she's in
actually
there.
don't think it's this one.
You think it's someone else?
Yeah, I think it's a different one. I
I'm
think it's
curious.
the end of season 6.
Just tell me.
Oh,
I don't think you actually know the character yet.
Okay, then it doesn't matter.
It's not
I
gonna.
think she's talking about Tara,
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is another.
which is Willow's
From True
girlfriend.
Blood, Tara?
Not that Tara.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think she was talking about Willow's girlfriend, which is another
Well,
big.
Betsy, if you listen to this, let us know because now
Yeah.
I'm curious. The monkey's out of the box.
Because people are very like upset
Is
about
that what
that.
they say?
That and justifiably so. I think because it hits differently than the Joyce passing.
Yeah.
But like in a way that you are so angry. And actually, I did want to talk about this a little bit too. So we'll put off the show me the franchise here for a moment. But is that whole season 6? I remember when that first happened. Everyone's like, "This is lame." You have 3 like dudes just like being the villain this season, and they're like, and it's really kind of sucks too having Jonathan, who is always like such a very sympathetic character, kind of become like he's like hanging out with these guys who are very toxic. But now that you live in 2025 and you see it's like, oh, these are 3 incels that are not processing it, it totally ages differently, and it's
Yeah.
Sure does.
this actually was like ahead of its time.
Oh, for sure.
And now you're like, yeah, actually, dudes can suck.
They're like actually like one of the scariest big bads. I feel like
because they're so unmotivated by anything other
Yeah.
than they just think that they should be hot
That they
shit.
They're
deserve-
entitled and like
Right, and they want
absolute power and
yeah.
and like enslave women and
Yeah.
stuff too. Like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, that
very
should be our
prescient, very prescient.
Yeah, and like they feel bad, but they don't really. You know,
No.
Like, that's what's like so fucked up or messed up.
You can say fuck. That's we've definitely broken that seal recently. But yeah, I think there is, but then you get to that death where Warren is the one that shoots her, and you're like, what? Which I mean, they needed to have the inciting event for Willow to go bad, but like it does feel like they kind of fridged Tara a little bit in that area there, and it sucks because it's like, oh, so she died for a plot point, like
Yeah, just and it felt like she had like some really good growth in her character right at the end of that last season, and it would have been nice to see where she could have gone. Like I was excited for her, like when she was kind of without Willow, and like her and Dawn's relationship. I was like really sweet, and like I felt like she was becoming a stronger character because I felt like kind of like I've still liked Tara before that, but I feel like she was very meek, you know, kind of like sidelines, and I kind of felt like she became like a better friend to Buffy, and like it was just nice to see her kind of come out of that shell. And then I was excited to see kind of where that would go, and I was like, okay, cool. Now you're just like Willow's turning point to becoming evil.
yeah, and like
I was just gonna say like that in real life though, you know, there's that just people die and it's like just whether or not they're compelling or what they're like, if their death is compelling, like people just die like that all the time, and it's just I think maybe a nod to the reality of people you like dying, you know.
very few people get noble deaths on this show, I
Yeah.
think, is right. Because like even Jenny Calendar at the end of season 2, like Angelus just snaps her neck and like that's curtains on her. Like Anya's death is bullshit.
Like what's up with that?
Yeah, sorry, Fred. You're
Jamie
good.
Calendar
No,
You've already
Anya.
seen that.
Yeah, Jenny Calendar you've seen.
of like Marie Calendar fame.
Yes. She dies. Sorry.
Sorry, buddy.
What about the pie?
They're gone. That dies with her.
No.
Oh god. But yeah, they don't treat Joyce is the only one who gets like a death that like is like feels like it has an impact, but also it is just like very like
And Buffy's death has an impact when that happens.
Buffy's death and rebirth, the Jesus of the show.
Mm-hmm.
The Jesus.
But speaking of rebirth, we got a reboot coming, and that might be a good segue for us to show me the franchise.
Show me the franchise.
You guys have little jingles between each. I feel like you should.
I think we would love to get someone who can do a good Tom Cruise just to redo the Jerry Maguire, like Show Me the Money, doing the Show Me the franchise.
You guys want to give us a take
Yeah.
that we can maybe use?
Show me the franchise. Show me the franchise.
Okay.
I think
okay.
you got it there.
Yeah.
Show me the franchise. Show me the franchise.
Just like
I don't-
use
I don't
those
got it.
two, mix it together, drop a beat under there. We're done. Free beat. Free beat. Here.
Show me the franchise. Show me the franchise.
That's just for you.
That sounded really good.
Ding, 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 ding.
This reminds me of like the 1 year where the Comedy Bang Bang ended and they kept like adding on to the plugs jingle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like Jason Mizuki's is like, I did not like that.
That goes in.
Yeah.
Is that that's a good song?
That's pretty good. I'll figure something out. That's fun though. I like the
You
idea.
got a lot to pull from.
Yeah. I mean, we're certainly not done, I think, talking about the franchise at large or the show at large, because I mean, we haven't even talked about Dawn.
Yeah, we really didn't talk about
Even
those.
bigger spoilers.
She loses like, mother figure after mother figure with Tara.
You know
and her
Buffy's sister.
Yeah, Trachtenberg,
mom. Yeah.
who I've met in the musical episode,
Yes.
Yeah.
and that is it.
R.I.P. to Michelle
Yeah.
Trachtenberg in real life. Like weirdly, the youngest member of the cast is the
Very
one that's
fine.
passed away.
Yeah, that's what I know her from.
Yeah, very unfortunate. But again, I think kind of like the character of Joyce, right? Like death in real life
Mhm.
doesn't discriminate about how old you are or
Right.
how it comes, right? It's like it happens. But I think she was a character that I appreciated more on the second watch, as much as she could be the annoying little sister
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, she plays that character.
For
so
sure.
well.
I think she was. I remember growing up hating her. And then this time around, I was like, actually, I think she's a really reasonable character for being a teenager.
She has some legit gripes with
Yeah.
the people who are left in her life not really stepping up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like giving her
Yeah.
attention and
Yeah.
being there for her.
They're all just self-absorbed. Buffy's like kind of like, oh, don't you understand? I have like bigger problems than you. And it's like, but this is your family. Like,
And she's a child.
yeah.
And you're
And so are you, but like maybe find some more people to help. I don't know.
Season 6 is a very tough hang for Buffy, for Willow, for Xander, just in being shitty adults. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they already have some shitty stuff. But I guess that's almost where I want to like boot this up here though, too, is like, are there any like coulda, woulda, shouldas you guys had about the show as it was that you would have wanted to see differently? I know you said like character assassination with Spike, maybe ditching that whole.
That's, yeah, for sure would be different for me.
What would have been the inciting incident then for him to go and get a soul then?
Well, I feel like it still could have just happened with her, maybe like even just being like, this needs to end. Like, I literally cannot see you ever again. You know, I feel like that could have just been incentive enough. Like being like,
Mm.
your motivations are not real, because if, you know, like you would maybe go back to who you are. I forget where did he stop? Because he had the chip the whole time, right?
Mhm.
And they decided to keep it in. I forget now. I know they had that one episode.
They kept it in, and then when he got the soul, it started malfunctioning.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, then the initiative, the leftover people come and they give Buffy the option, like, do you want to remove this or not? And she says yes.
Yes, and they could trust him because he has
And
a soul.
That's when Giles like gets into her grill, and that's when
Yeah.
he and her start really
So,
having.
yeah, I couldn't remember if that
friction.
when that happened. So yeah, I feel like that could have been an inciting incident. Just being like, you're not a good person. I can't trust you because your motivations will never be like trustworthy. And I feel like he could have. And she's like, get out of my life. And I feel like that. Boom, done.
Yeah, and it's weird that she's like, "Oh, I'll forgive him. He's fine. He went through
Yeah.
it." Like it's like,
And like, why make women's bodies? I don't know, like a catalyst. I don't
Yes.
like that.
in many ways at the end of season 6,
Yeah.
its bodies are a catalyst.
Mhm.
So yeah, it would have been better to see Tara maybe get a different fate.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I kind of like also took my season 8
Ooh.
as a way of like fixing some of the things I also wanted to fix.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so I wrote
You're referring to like the reboot, or just if there was a season?
it was a season 8
Gotcha.
immediately afterwards. But I was gonna say, and overall, I feel like I was happy with the ending. Like I feel like it was rushed. Don't get me wrong, but I overall was pretty happy with it. And I do feel like it was definitely setting up a season 8 because there were a lot of like the potentials, and they were introducing a lot of new characters.
Mhm.
Shout out to Felicia Day.
Oh yeah, she is in there.
But yeah, I think I would have loved. I loved that like Buffy could rest. I thought that was great. Let her rest. Let the other people take over. So I was fine with her leaving. But I feel like there is no Buffy without Sunnydale. So I feel like history tells us that we never learned. So I think they would have like flatlined Sunnydale, put a whole new town there, maybe make it like a destination spot. And then of course the Hellmouth perseveres, and you know, monsters and demons cause a ruckus. So then I would have the Giles, Spike, Robin Wood, and Willow come back to start training potentials, and then have them resurrect Anya. So she's going to come back and she's going to open up the magic box. I'd have Xander die immediately afterwards of an eye infection.
Good choice.
I want him to die a really petty death. Like he's like, I don't need penicillin, and then he dies.
He's like an anti-vaxxer.
No, I just want he gets his eye ripped out.
You know, we could talk about that too a little bit. Xander's kind of a shitty person, right?
Shitty person in real life too.
Yeah, that's it.
And yeah, then I think they like are training potentials, maybe like having more episode of Monsters of the Week, and just kind of par for the course. Maybe some other new, better Slayer person steps up. I'm not sure who that would be. But yeah, I like the idea of Sarah Michelle Gellar gets away. She just gets like vacation for the rest of her life. She deserves to just rest.
Sure.
And Dawn too. She's off somewhere else resting. That's kind of my loose plan for season 8.
Yeah, I like it though. I mean, look, Xander getting a very petty death is hilarious because, I mean, yeah, he like cheats on Cordelia early on in the show, right? And then he leaves Anya at the altar. And it's just like, yeah, why is she the one that dies? And he's like...
And he didn't even like give her any second thought. He like is like, oh, Anya died. Anyway, what else are we doing?
Yeah, right? We got to keep moving because he never got over Buffy. That's what it was. Yeah. What about you, Jay? What would you have wanted to see season 8 or maybe see differently?
Well, I guess I had a loose idea for season 8. I think Buffy becoming more of like a watcher to the potentials. And I think Sunnydale being kind of a spot that is purchased, or a tycoon or somebody gets word of like a Hellmouth opening up, or the Hellmouth, and like the cat's out of the bag kind of a thing. And like everyone kind of is aware of supernatural happenings. And Sunnydale becomes kind of like a amusement park almost. And it's kind of like maybe a Jurassic Park type thing where it's like you try and put this stuff in a cage. It's like inevitably things kind of go wrong. But I agree, yeah, giving Buffy a break. But I think Sarah Michelle Gellar still being part of the show, like being more of like a guiding light, and then kind of give like kind of her being like a way, like a jump between different characters. You can kind of follow their arcs, like different like Slayers. That'd be kind of a fun.
Yeah, the idea of the multiple Slayers is interesting, and we'll talk a little about the reboot in a bit, considering that. But I did want to give Fred a chance to share any thoughts that you had just on things you would have want to maybe seen changed from what you've watched so far, and where you would have wanted to see it go, and kind of not knowing where it goes.
So I would say, one, I did hear back from Betsy, and it was the mom's death that she was talking about. I wanted to know. I wanted to get it out there.
Okay. That's surprising.
So I just thought, like maybe like a season 8 or in the reboot, maybe Buffy's out there fighting vampires in the graveyard. There's a vampire is about to sneak up on her, and then like a stake gun shoots the vampire. You turn around, guy takes his glasses off and says, sometimes these motherfuckers are always trying to skate uphill. And it's Blade. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Wesley Snipes still looking pretty good.
He is.
Or this is Mahershala Ali. Like this is what he gets to do as Blade, is to come back in Buffy.
This is some very comic book like tie over shit or crossover shit.
Yeah, I think Buffy and Blade could work as like a crossover, as crazy as that sounds.
Are you guys familiar with the fact that they did continue Buffy as a season 8 in the comic?
I was gonna actually preface my idea. It's like I don't know what the comic book is like, so maybe this is verbatim what's happening. It's like
There's no Blade.
Yeah, no Blade.
First mistake. Whistler's in it though.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I never actually read it, but I like read the subplots.
Well, what was the principal? Sorry, I was just remembering.
Robin Wood.
The principal who's also kind of like a Slayer, that he's kind of Blade coded.
He's in my lair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nice.
Son of a Slayer, for sure.
Son of a
Yes.
My favorite Jimmy Buffett song.
Son of a son of a Slayer.
So the other thing which can lead into like the reboot talk if we were heading that direction,
Yeah.
I think obviously I like the idea of like having a female showrunner,
Mm-hmm.
but just for an individual Monster of the Week episode, I think the Whedonverse of shows and James Gunn have a lot in common. I think James Gunn should write and direct. I know he's very busy these days with
Yeah.
DC, but I think he should write and direct a Buffy episode because I think his vibe would work with it. Especially he worked with, well, not directly with Sarah Michelle Gellar, but he wrote the Scooby-Doo movie.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a good one-off like special episode.
It feels like they might make some space for him, which we'll get into maybe talking about some of the reboot because Chloe Zhao, who did Nomadland and then The Eternals, which was a little mixed.
It's got stuff.
It's got some
That's fine.
stuff. But she is going to be the showrunner for the Buffy reboot, which is interesting to put a woman who has a very unique vision on it. And then the writing team is the writing team from Poker Face. So tying back to the Natasha Lyonne of it all. So they'll be providing some of that, which gives it a really interesting perspective. To talk a little bit about the comic book, because I kind of wish they maybe just would not pick up any of that.
Are they?
I don't know if they are or not. There's no plot details.
Okay.
I know this much about it because let's talk quick about the comic book because the season 8 they actually had Joss Whedon and some of the writers contribute to this comic book to write like what their idea for season 8 was, which was fucking weird. Like,
Yeah, I know like Giles becomes like a baby or a kid or something.
it's sort of some weird shit like
Whoa.
that. Yeah, there's like a subplot where like Angel is like the big bad in disguise and he's trying to like kill Slayers to inspire the Slayers to band together because all the potentials have like started to split off into their own factions. And like they're trying to find the seed of magic, like they're like where like that inspires magic or like gives magic throughout the world. I think what I've basically felt about the comic, because I did read it all once when it came out, is that taking the wheels off of the restrictions of a budget almost gave them too much power.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the magic of the show is that they had to ground it to be for TV. And like you had to make the stories feel a little more realistic, a little more human. Whereas like the comic book goes bonkers. It's just magic. It's like Warren walking around inside out. Like Amy revives him and some weird shit like that. And I'm just like, there's interesting ideas, but it's also just like, I don't know. It's fine. It's fun. But I would, if in this reboot, I kind of hope they just
I would think
don't acknowledge
they would
it.
assume most people did not read the comics.
Yeah.
They might like nod to it or something.
Yeah, like didn't like Spike and Xander still live together or something? And
Yeah, it's like Spike's in like
and they have a cat or something.
he's like what's like bug demons or something like that in like a rolling cart or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Not to say if Spike is alive or not at the end of the series. Oh,
Well, he's a vampire. He's dead.
oh, well, that's true. That is true. So you guys know what the fate of Spike is?
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
But like I did watch Angel a little bit
Okay.
growing up. So I know that he's resurrected.
Yeah. So, Jay, this is a spoiler for you, unless you don't want to know.
I mean, I'm bring it on.
I mean, okay, let's just say what it is. James Martha's in season 5 of Angel. They bring him over right after the end of Buffy, and they justify him getting revived.
Okay.
There you go.
That's painless.
It's painless. It's there.
But he's not with Buffy.
He's not with Buffy, and the dynamic of having him and Angel on an episode basis is pretty juicy.
Yeah.
The fact of no Sarah Michelle Gellar, but them kind of butting heads over
Yeah.
who Buffy loves more is it's a fun little romp. It's like brothers just duking it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think the reboot, what we know is that Sarah Michelle Gellar is kind of in your watcher role, I think. It's kind of what they're implying.
The way to
Or
do
at least
it.
in the first couple
yeah.
episodes, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Kind of pass the torch kind of a thing.
Yeah. I kind of think she is going to maybe take on that Giles role throughout maybe the whole series or the season at least. And then they have a new singular Slayer. So why there's one, we don't know.
Interesting.
But it is I know the actress from the Firestarter reboot.
Okay.
Have you guys watched The Lowdown at all recently?
She's the daughter.
She's the daughter.
Okay,
Ethan
yeah,
Hawke's
she's
daughter in that.
She's good.
That show is pretty good.
Worth checking out. Did you watch Reservation Dogs?
No.
That would be number 1 on the list. That's like one of my favorite shows of the last like 10 years.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's the same creator though too, and so yeah, but he's got Ethan Hawke like playing a whole role. So his daughter in the series is going to be the new Slayer, like come to reality. So I don't know what they're planning with Buffy, if she's gonna still be powered up or if she's gonna be like kind of off and like she's kind of like doing the Luke Skywalker thing, like I'm over this, I'm out.
Drinking,
You know?
drinking blue milk or green milk off the tit or
I'm
whatever.
for this.
If she does like a Mark Hamill thing, that would be really.
I would love it.
Just like you don't want this reality, you want this life. Give it up.
Or they do the thing where she's like in the nut house or whatever. Or sorry, maybe not the right word to use, but that, where she's like in the psychiatric ward.
Yeah.
And like having that be like you question if that's reality or not. But yeah.
Classic horror trope we discussed on our Chucky episode.
Mm-hmm. Like, is reality real or not? And there is a great
It was
episode
a good episode, yeah.
where it's like she gets poisoned, but it seems like she's snapping out of like a state where it's like you've been like in like a catatonic phase this whole time, thinking you're a slayer.
Yeah,
and
does it really make sense that you're this powerful person that fights vampires, or are you actually just this?
The moment that fucks me up every time is at the end of that episode when they cured her in the Sunnydale reality, and then they still cut back to like the doctors like checking her eyes.
Yeah.
Like, she's
Yeah.
gone for good.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be.
and it really leaves you wondering, oh shit, is any of this real? Which, like, Deep Space Nine does some of that too. They have an episode where it's like, it seems like the captain is like writing this, like he's like a writer in like the 1980s or something like that. And he's a sci-fi writer, and he's just like, oh, so you're writing about you as a captain of a space station? Oh yeah, because a black man could ever do that. And it's just like, oh boy.
There's that soap opera in the like 80s or 90s that ends that it's like all in the mind of like a child. I can't remember what it's like.
As another thing we mentioned in the last episode was the Saint Elsewhere. Well, I did the one where it's all in the snow globe.
Yes.
But yeah, these connections.
Yeah.
Mhm. It all runs deep, which is funny because it's another horror franchise with like some comedic tones.
Yeah, Chucky could be on Buffy. I like that.
Yeah, that'd be a good.
Oh yeah,
montage
that's
of the
low
week.
hanging fruit right there.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. That's like a
Demonic doll. Do we get a demonic doll?
Well, there's the puppet one. Like in season 1, they're like the marionette kind of puppet thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Throw Slappy in there too.
yeah.
Just somebody with like a Brooklyn accent that they're like, hey Buffy. But I would love to hear Brad Dourif do his hey Buffy.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Anything else you want to say? What are you guys, any hopes for the reboot besides just kind of like the hoping it does good?
It's like I feel like I don't know if I like any modern reboots. I'm kind of worried, I guess, but I'm gonna give it a try and hope for the best because I do like Chloe, and I feel like we liked the episodes of Poker Face we did watch, so hopefully it'll be good. I'll support it, but yeah, I'm doubtful a little, or weary, I should say.
I think it has a lot going for it. It sounds like so. I'm for sure gonna watch it, but I'm with Shannon that I'm not gonna hold my breath and like hope that it's gonna be like the best thing ever.
Yeah, right.
But
I said
But you never know.
TV shows. I feel like I don't like.
my expectations are real low, so that if it's good, then I'm blown out of the water.
That's the way to keep it. Maybe we'll get some Natasha Lyonne because of the Poker Face connection.
Right.
That'd be
She's the new Slayer.
I'd love that. Like, but she's playing high schooler.
playing like a
Yeah, I gotta go to AP class. Sorry.
I was reading some Russian literature.
I swear, every time she's in something new, her Brooklyn accent gets thicker. Like,
She's slowly becoming Columbo. Step by step.
Yeah, what if they completely change tunes? It's like a noir now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that should get us into our power rankings though. Here to talk about our top 3 favorite characters this week.
We're all looking at you right now.
Yeah, Shannon, Jay, when do you want to go first?
I feel like me and Fred's number 1 might be the same.
Ooh,
I think my number 1 might be the same as that.
Ooh.
Do you guys want to do a round robin so everybody
Yeah.
time?
Sure.
Okay. Shannon, why don't you kick us off and then we'll go to Jay.
My number one is Oz.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Oz too. I love werewolves and I love cool dudes. Like,
I feel like if he could have been in the entire show, even if he didn't stay with Willow, I think that could have been interesting. Or if he like came back after his journey, like figuring out his like cure or whatever. But he was just like, yeah, so funny, and I feel like such great one-liners. I mean, me and Jay will use one of his quotes like on a weekly basis. Yeah, and I feel like what a unique character to like have like this kind of like cool but nerdy dude, but like he's always like the way that he like handled the situation with like Willow and Xander cheating, and he's like just handled it with like grace and maturity that I feel like was actually probably really important for some teenage couples. Be like, oh, I don't have to like blow up in someone's face. I could just probably like talk out my emotions. He was great, and he's hot. He was really hot.
yep,
Short king for sure.
short kings.
For sure. Anything to add on Oz?
No, I werewolf that fucks. I love it.
Jay, what about you?
Mine is not a surprise. It's Oz. Yeah, no, Oz is great. I like Shannon was saying, we use wherever Willow goes, so does my nation. We use wherever Shannon goes, so does my nation. I think he has great one-liners. I think kind of like cuts the tone of like a dialogue like really well, and he's a werewolf that fucks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Speaks for itself. Yeah,
It is. I think Oz is a great character, you guys.
Okay, way to ruin the party.
3.
I didn't say he'd make my top 3, but my number 1. We're starting with number 1 here.
I guess so. Yeah.
Man, I'm like, I thought we saved that for last. I just jumped ahead here. I'll go with my number 1 though right away. It'd be my good friend Spike. I love Spike. I think, and then when you're asking me like, are you Team Angel? I like the show Angel, but the show Spike would have been better because Spike's got that Riz. Spike has got good jokes. Like I sent you guys the video, or she's like, what are you doing here? 5 words or less. And he's like, out for a walk. Realize he's got one more word. Bitch. Just the way he antagonizes everybody, it's so funny. And the fact that he also can be the butt of like a joke so often too. He's the best. I love him.
Would a Spike spinoff be too much? I feel like he is kind of a
probably.
good side character.
Yeah, I think
Is Spike TV still a thing?
We'd have to double check our listings.
You just add Spike to any TV show. There we go.
There you go. And it's Spike TV.
Yeah, they were going to do a Spike spinoff instead of Angel, but Spike TV had the rights, so they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I did almost forgot they were talking about a Faith spinoff after season 7 and did not go. And I'm like, I don't think that would work.
No, absolutely not.
Faith is not making my top 3. She would have made my top 3 back in the day. But
Hey, settle down.
Probably my bottom 3 least favorite characters.
Oh,
maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, what's your guys' number 2? I want to hear that.
Mine is Anya.
Mine. I didn't know if you had. Did you want to say any more?
I think again, I feel like I just really like the dry characters, but I think I also enjoy her character growth. I love when we have like her backstory. Yeah, I like kind of where she started. Like again, it's like where she kind of has like the Wish episode, and then she kind of comes back a couple episodes later, and then I feel like she's a really good perpetrator of like running gags throughout the entire show. And I hate how like Xander jilted her. And I feel like she's like justified for her vengeance and when she gets that a little bit later. But yeah, I think she's an interesting dynamic character. I think she's like a little bit coded as like a person with, I don't know, maybe who has autism or maybe who knows, like it's hard to say for sure.
Sure,
talk about
picking up
that
on like social
but yeah, she has a hard time with like social cues, and I just think she's a very interesting character.
Yeah, she does definitely have that to her. I think well, I'll talk about that later. I just love when she's interacting with the Buffy bot, and it's the most like rudimentary information. She's like, Anya, how is your money? And she's like, great, thanks. one of my favorite line deliveries by Sarah Michelle Gellar. Her as the Buffy bot.
Yeah.
So fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or her as Faith is also really good.
Oh
Yeah,
God, yeah.
Really
Bye,
has
bye,
good
bye.
range.
Yeah.
Faith does have a good catchphrase, but that's about all I can think about her.
Yeah.
Jay, what about you?
My number 2 is Giles.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think he definitely deserves a swirly.
Every now and then again, you know?
But yeah, I think he, as far as Anthony Head's great actor. I think he did a really good job with that character, and I like his kind of like arc throughout the series too. Like he's kind of like he's really he's like the adult in the room, but he's still messy and like kind of has like a human aspect to him about that. But as far as like something the franchise could have done, it's like I would love to see a Giles prequel, like that follows, like, because he was like a punk rocker, like anarchist, or whatever. Yeah, the Ripper, and like just to kind of see that and have nothing to do with like the Buffy universe that we're before. But actually, you could introduce like characters that we know, like all the vampires and stuff. But anyways, yeah, Giles is great.
Yeah. Should I go next? I mean, we're
You switched it around on us, but I think it's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine. Go ahead.
I'm not mad at all.
I'll second Giles though as well as my number 2, because I do think, for the reasons that Fred said before, the Candy episode where he's a young Giles, what a treat to see him playing like a young punk, and just like I love him just transforming. I think he's a brilliant actor. He's a great singer too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And a great artist.
He is just. Yeah. I'm still thinking song artist and music artist. No, there's a movie that I was getting talked about for a little while as like a new Rocky Horror. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this. It's called Repo the Genetic Opera.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
He's the lead in that.
I forgot about that.
Saw it, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah, and he's got some pipes. Like, I think he's just got a lot of charisma too. I know we've said that a lot.
Charisma Carpenter.
Yeah, maybe like Charisma Carpenter.
Arrested Development in that too.
Maybe.
Or no, that's the girl from Spy Kids. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I remember that movie being weird. I think about that movie.
Maybe.
Yeah, I thought it was maybe, but I think it's the girl from Spy Kids who's in Genetic.
Alexa Vega or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe.
And Paris Hilton.
But and Paris Hilton. It's a wild movie. But
good soundtrack.
Giles rules. I don't know. I love that he's messy though too, and that he's as flawed as anybody else, even when he is supposed to be the adult. And I love when he comes back and he's kind of like, Buffy, you need to grow up. I can't do all this. He's like, just fix this for me, Giles. And he's like, the fuck? Like, I'm not your dad. Like, I don't know. It's a lot of great moments. I love the dynamic between him and Buffy. I think it's the beating heart of the show, and you feel it when he's gone. So that's mine. What about you, Fred?
Hey, I'm going to keep it going. Giles is my number 2. Yeah. We give swirlies to the ones we love. You know what I'm saying? I just love like a British tea drinking motherfucker. That's what I'm going to say. You know?
I'm a little concerned that I have not received a swirly from you.
Yeah, I feel like you do even like it.
Hey, after the show, there's a toilet right in this house.
I'd be honored.
It's a good pick. Shannon, bring us around here. What do we got?
I'm going to throw a curveball. I'm going to say Andrew.
Ooh.
Again, I really like the development.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like he could be a good like warning to all the incels out there, what you could be and then what you can turn into. But I think he ends up coming around and becoming like a sweetie. And like, I loved like when he's like kind of like wrestling with the guilt and like seeing his friend that he murdered and like kind of going through that. And then also like how funny he is in the very last season. I think he brings a lot of like levity in that episode where he's doing like the documentary. I feel like, I don't know, I just like learned to actually really like him.
That's really good, yeah.
I don't know if he's actually my third character, but I just kind of wanted to change it up.
We didn't talk enough about Andrew though either. I feel like I love when he has to kind of like come to terms with what he did.
Exactly. Like it's just,
and he's just like painting this fantasy of like, I was possessed by the first.
Here's like all his different scenarios, and I feel like he actually like acts like really well.
Yeah, really good physical comedy.
Yeah, and I don't know, just like the internal monologue, and I was impressed. I feel like he turned me around. Like I don't know, like I probably like would say Spike is my number 3, but I feel like that's a boring answer, so I want to go with Andrew.
Okay. No, Andrew's a fun answer. I like
Yeah.
that. He does put on a good performance.
Yeah.
Jay, number 3.
Well, number 3, I was gonna say Anya,
Mm.
and I think I still feel like in my heart Anya is my number 3 because for like many of the reasons Shannon said, I feel like they're just her story arc of being like a demon and just like the frustration of being mortal and having like all these new like dealing with all the new mortal feelings and not understanding how things work. And there's like an episode where she like kind of goes off and is like really upset about just like I don't understand, I'm confused all the time, like. And I just yeah, I love it. Yeah, definitely kind of like neurodivergent coded. And
Mm-hmm.
I think yeah, she's a great character. But I do love Willow too. I think she has like huge range and has a crazy story arc, and is also, I think, similarly a part of the, like the beating heart of the show in a way. Yeah.
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 So Willow is your pick officially, or is it?
I mean,
Anya?
officially Anya, but I think just for fun,
Honorable mention.
honorable mention.
Yeah, I think that's good.
We were so close to the hand holding club, my man. 3 for 3 almost, because I whip my hair back and forth. Willow is my number 3.
All right.
And for the phrase I was going to say was the exact phrase you said, beating heart of the show. I love it when a lady does witchcraft. I'm just going to say it. And I'm a Allison Hannigan fan.
Yeah.
So
She
number
is-
3.
Yeah. They would die so many times without her. Like she literally
Yeah.
saves the day most of the time.
Man, it's a good pick. You guys are put me in a tough spot because I said like I didn't necessarily exclude Oz from my top 3, but then I'm like, then I'm picking 3 guys, and that feels wrong in a show where there are so many good female characters.
Yeah. No one picked Buffy.
That's actually a good point. Yeah.
Main
I mean,
character.
it goes without saying.
Yeah.
that
I mean,
she
Buffy is a natural
Yeah.
honorable mention. I think
Mhm.
it's a boring pick, unfortunately.
She probably
Yeah.
would have been like
It's
in
just
my top
complex.
5.
I would agree. Anya too is. She might even be the number 3. Anya is
great
she's-
character.
and that's what makes it doubly angering that she gets such a bad
Yeah, it's so
ending.
stupid. Like, wow.
Because her humor, her jokes, you know what? I'm gonna lock that in because I found myself laughing more at Anya's jokes
Yeah.
in this recent run. Whereas, like, I think had you asked me before this recent season, I'd be like, oh, wait, Oz is obviously in the top 3, but I think Anya jumped him for me, and
Yeah.
just like legitimately, I was laughing so much at all the shit she does. Like I said, that whole that exchange between her and Buffy bot, and just it's just her ability to just like, she's like, I don't get the situation. Like,
Yeah.
why do people act like this?
Yeah.
Like, just say what you mean. And I'm like, oh God, I know people like that in real life.
Yeah.
And but the other honorable mention, I'd absolutely would give it to Willow. And then we didn't say a lot about Cordelia, and I feel like it's remiss because she's also so good. And I think if she had stayed the whole season run and if you had gone she goes on to do an Angel in that, I think Chris McCarpenter would have been an easy top 3. But I don't think you can pick somebody who's only been 3 seasons. Of the
Yeah.
show. Well, I guess Oz was only in 2 seasons.
Right. Yeah. It's a show of top 3s. You know?
3 seasons, right?
Maybe
I think he's all the way through college.
Yeah, he's still floating around.
2.
He leaves
2,
in
3, 4
college.
He's in.
He like leaves, I feel like, in the beginning of her college.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah,
So
he's
he's
still
taken-
bumping around right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like halfway through season 4.
Yeah.
But I do feel I did mention Cordy through. I said she has very good comedic timing, so I feel like she does
Yeah.
have a good impact.
Yeah.
I feel like she doesn't get developed. Not that like I guess Oz necessarily does a little bit, but I feel like he makes a big impact on Willow, whereas like I feel like Cordelia doesn't have that much time to make an impact
Right.
on the rest of the gang.
No, I think she's a great character in her own right, but yeah, I think Anya's it. I think that's it, you guys. We left a lot on the table, but we'll save it for the Angel episode.
Yeah.
Everybody catches up.
there's a lot of content in the 7 seasons.
Fred, there is a character in that show called Fred.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just trying to.
there damn well should be.
as there should be. Yeah.
But you can never find a Fred at those places where they have like the license plates with everyone's name.
Mm-hmm.
There's never a Fred.
But you know what?
Really? Now I'm going to buy you one.
Well, if you see one, give me one.
I will say Jay is a very rare one too.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's interesting. I will say the twist though is Fred is a female in Angel. You don't see a lot of female Freds.
No, you don't.
Yeah, so something to look out for. But wanted to say thank you to both Jay
Plugs?
and Shannon.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you for having us.
Yes, and if you have anything you'd like to plug
Yeah.
before we let you go, please let us know.
No, I have 2 shows coming up. November 21st, I'm performing with Sports Bra at the Interchange. So make sure you come. It's a wonderful theater that I'm sure you've heard lots about. And then on November 22nd, so you can get a whole weekend full of me, I'm performing No Dice for the D&D improv show at Sugar Maple. So
Nice.
yeah,
That sounds wonderful.
fun weekend. Yep.
Cool. Go check that out. Yeah, I think No Dice has a Facebook page, right? And so does Sports Bra.
And so does Interchange. Yes.
So please check them out on social media, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you get your stuff. Jay, anything you would like to plug?
Nothing super specific. I'm in a band called Large Print.
Mhm.
We got plenty of content to be consumed. I also have music under Lifetime Achievement Award, plenty of stuff to listen there. And my newer project, Take a Look at You. I might drop a new song next month. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of freewheeling here, but that's what I got to plug.
Oh man, heard it here first, folks. New song coming from Jay. Thanks for dropping that. Do you guys have website?
Yeah, I'm Large Prints on the World Wide Web for sure.
World
same
Wide
with-
Web.
Same with Lifetime Achievement Award. I mean, it's all there.
Wherever you find music.
Yeah.
It's there. Yeah, Lifetime Achievement Award may be a little tricky to find, especially if you say like Lifetime Achievement Award band. You'll see like a lot of like Carlos Santana wins Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's out there.
It was based on a Arrested Development joke.
It is based on a Arrested Development joke. But that's what I got.
Perfect. Fred, what about you? Anything you want to plug?
I'll plug some stuff.
Go for it.
11/14 Interchange Theater. The Daily Herald will be performing the new Herald team with the Interchange Theater. And, I think you should probably go see Shannon on the 21st.
Whoa.
But if you didn't want to see Shannon, no. I'm performing in a talent show. Maybe try to do both. I don't know if the times work out, but talent show for Schmitz and Giggles. I'll be playing some guitar for that and doing a little song stuff. So, but I think if you're listening to this, go see Sports Brawl. They're hilarious. One of my favorite groups to see.
Me too.
All right.
Me too.
Yeah, check this out. The Interchange Theater, Schmitz and Giggles. I think they have their own website too, right? Yeah. So more for
And I've heard
information.
him running the guitar. He's very good.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh. Yeah, interchangetheater.com. They'll have some more details on some of those shows too. As for me, I don't think I have anything I want to plug just yet. Next episode, I'll have some stuff that I definitely want to get in front of people. I know, Fred, I know in December we've got a show coming.
Because, by the time we're dropping this, that's like within a month.
December 13th. The father figures ride again.
He's plugging.
With Swift Brav opening for us.
That is true. We'll be at the Interchange Theater Saturday night, December 13th, interchangetheater.com for tickets. We are calling this Father Christmas, and it's we don't know what that actually entails just yet, but it'll be good.
And get your tickets quick, because last time it almost sold out.
It was a packed house.
It was a packed house. These are all great shows. We're all doing a lot of great art around the community. I cannot say enough good things about seeing Jay's music, about seeing Shannon's comedy, about seeing Fred doing Fred things. But if you really enjoyed what you were hearing here today from Show Me the Franchise, please remember to rate and review the episode. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and YouTube. If you are interested in joining our Patreon for just $1 a month, you get one bonus episode per month. This month, we are going to be doing a ranking of Thanksgiving movies. I don't know that I actually talked to you about drafting or ranking anything, but that's what we're doing.
Yeah, all I know is the rabbit hole goes deeper than I initially thought.
Yeah. I think we'll have to do some kind of like draft for
We're
that.
gonna have to do some trimming.
Some
wait,
trimmings?
that's more of a Christmas pun.
Yeah, maybe.
Trim a turkey.
No, there's the
Some stuffing.
there's the trimmings. Oh yeah, we'll stuff that.
Yeah, we'll stuff that turkey.
Hubba.
Special thanks to Nick Spitza and Mike Schwantz for our opening and closing theme song. Congrats to Mike on his nuptials recently. And stay tuned for next episode where we'll be talking about The Real Housewives. Whoa. Bravo show. Fred, you look like
Pumped.
a real housewife right now. The
Is-
way that...
It's gonna be great. I'm excited.
Save it for the sode.
Yeah, dude. We'll have lots of thoughts on that episode, so stay tuned for then, and we'll see y'all next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I got no cares, 'cause all I wanna do is charge my phone and drive listening to you. And what they talk about will always be up to you.
I was early.